Alright, and with that, we are live once more. Welcome back to another stream of Buddha and Alex playing games like Muff Garbage.
You garbage.
And after
I love this South Park reference.
rather fucking humiliating run on Remnant, we're gonna play this because this is easier.
Because For the Worthy is like apocalypse difficulty by half.
Yeah.
And if you've watched our previous stream, apocalypse difficulty, half of apocalypse difficulty is like, I don't know, being in prison, dropping the soap with a bunch of bodybuilders who haven't had any for years.
Don't drop the soap on apocalypse mode. Don't drop
Oh.
the soap.
For those of you who don't know, I actually knew a guy, yet again, military. He was a prison guard, and he told me that there's this thing called a pink sock. Yeah, a pink sock is when somebody takes it from behind. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's because they're not prepped for it, the person's too big, you know, whatever. They go in far enough because apparently your butt, your anus, has multiple sphincters. And if you go past enough sphincters, you'll actually pull out somebody's anus when you remove yourself. I guess it's not they're removing their anus, but whatever leads to the anus, that gets pulled out. And that is a pink sock. and part of the reason why it still makes me laugh is when he's telling the story, he literally saw a guy getting anally raped. And he's like, hey, bad, stop it. And the guy pulled out and pulled out and pulled out. And next thing you know, there's a long line going from guy's butthole to his dick. So they're like, oh my god, we need to take this person to the infirmary. And they take him to the infirmary, and the doctor is like, oh, we got another pink sock. And he's like, dude, this happens enough that there's actually a name for this? The world is a very horrible place, I guess, is the ultimate story or end of this story.
So we've been on stream for exactly 2 minutes and we're already rated R.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we're pretty much always rated R as far as I can tell.
That didn't take long.
I mean, that's part of our goal. Banned by Twitch within 30 seconds. And who doesn't want to hear about the pink sock story? I mean, it's bad, but it's kind of funny. The one that I still enjoy is from the same guy, the peanut butter rubber story. That's my favorite story. Do you remember the peanut butter rubber, or did that just sort of disappear?
I mean, I'll probably remember the story, I just don't remember the title.
Okay, so the peanut butter rubber story. Same guy, as I said earlier. Now, in the military, there's this term called grab-assing. And ultimately, that's referencing people who are doing nothing, just... Is it just one, a bulb that you have to break to summon Plantera?
Yes. So, if you find
Fucking
a bulb
hell,
and
dude,
you
we
break
just got lucky. I'm right next to a bulb, and we're pretty close to the surface.
I mean, we're gonna need more room than this to fight Plantera.
Well, we could break it open, then head down here. I'll let you set up this area for boss fighting. I'm gonna head back to the hill so I can reclaim some of our heart lanterns and star lanterns and shit like that. But yeah, no,
Gotcha.
if you could turn that area into a boss combat zone. But so in the military, there's a term called grab-assing. It, yeah, hey, stop your grab-assing, which ultimately means you're just playing around, you're not paying attention, what have you. Well, this sergeant, yes, he was a sergeant. He was actually also in the originally in infantry, and then he moved to another MOS. But he was
That's
in
job for
infantry.
military.
Yeah, MOS. Well, at least for Army. I don't know what they call it in the Navy or in the Marines, Air Force, shit like that. I don't know what their terminology is, but in the Army, it's just, or it's called MOS.
Since Navy can't decide on left or right, then it's probably something like Plinko machine or some shit.
Yeah, probably. But so he was infantry, which is 11 Bravo, 11 Bang Bang, depending on how you want to, define it. But so yeah, he was infantry originally. Well, if you believe him. 90% of people in the military are full of shit, so, and I'll completely admit to that. But
So take this next story with a grain of salt.
yeah, exactly. But he was sitting there this one time, and he was talking about how he just got transferred into a group. I can't remember if he was still infantry or if he was post-infantry at this point. But this guy had no problem just running around grabbing random guy's ass. Obviously only guys, because even prior to the Me Too movement, grabbing female ass is unacceptable.
Go figure.
But he would just run around grabbing guys' asses. And you know what? For the first, couple of months when he would just randomly walk up and grab a handful of my ass along with other people's ass. Don't get me wrong, that leads to a very, what the hell? But after that, it's just sort of like, oh, there's Sergeant so-and-so. I don't want to drop his name. I like the guy too much. But he was telling
Sometimes you
this
just need to grab a handful of soldier butt.
Yeah, and so there was this, he was telling this story about how he was part of this unit and they were doing some training. I don't remember if he ever explained what it was, but it's just like they were doing training. And he, being him, just was walking up and grabbing people's ass, just handful. Straight up, like, there was no embarrassment, nothing behind it. Like, the only way I think, partially over-trumped him is I didn't grab his ass. I literally was fingering his butt crack, and he had no issue with it. So he grabbed this one guy's ass, and he became very offended. And he's like, dude, you ever do that again, I'm gonna kick your ass. And he's like, okay, I got your number. And so what he did was he took a bottle of baby oil and put it under his armpit for a while so it could warm up. The guy went to sleep, or passed out, went to bed, and he was just in his boxers. And what he did was he took the now warmed up baby oil and sprayed it all over the back of his boxers because he passed out laying face down. And so he sprayed it all over his boxers. And then he took out a condom, tore it open, spread it out, opened up a thing of peanut butter, wiped the condom in the peanut butter, and flicked it down on the ground right next to his bunk. And then he just walked away. Nothing happened. That was just it. But when the guy woke up, he, yawned and shit like that. Then he scratches his ass or what have you. And he realizes his ass is moist. And then when he looks down, he sees there's a condom covered in brown stuff right next to his bunk. So obviously he freaks the fuck out, and he actually runs to the first sergeant. Now, the first sergeant apparently knows this sergeant, the guy who's telling this story, and he runs up going, "He fucked me in the ass!" And the first sergeant's like, "What's the big deal? He did that to me last week." Apparently, this guy was walking around like he just, had the worst PTSD of all time. And if he's not full of shit, which he may be, I love you, Sergeant. Sergeant B, I'm not gonna say the whole
Sergeant,
name.
I'm not gonna say your name.
Yeah. But if that's true, that's one of those. It's fucking and that's the problem is, like, I knew one guy, and I will totally name drop this fuck because he was useless. His name was Bentai. He was Asian-esque dude. This guy apparently was on like 10 different Iraq deployments in 2008, which doesn't make any fucking sense. But he's like, oh yeah, no, I was deployed. So he had about 10 different deployments, and he claimed that he had like 5 different associate's degrees for whatever stupid reasons. And he was like 24 at the time. So he would have had to have started getting deployed and going to college by like what, the age of 10, or not even 10, like the age of 8 or something like that, to be able to get that many associate's degrees. Which, why would you go for multiple associates? I don't even know if you can get multiple associate's degree, honestly. And for the amount of deployments that he did. Oh yeah, no, I was deployed this one time, and I was a Black Hawk gunner in what was the name? I forget the name of the city. It was up north. Fazul, I want to kind of say, but I don't think that's the proper, or that's what it was.
I'm pretty sure our avid viewers have no fucking clue what the cities in Iraq are.
Well, there's a couple that will stick out. Like, I'm trying to think of the it's one, or it was right there. I went away. It was that city where there was actually quite a bit of live recording of the Marines, I believe it was, going in. No, it wasn't Kabul.
I know about Baghdad.
It was further north than Baghdad.
Well, you've exhausted my knowledge of Iraq.
But there was a city further north, and in this further north city, I believe it started with an F. God damn it! Now I want to look it up.
If only we had a device that contained the wealth of human knowledge.
Sadly enough, no such device exists.
I know, right? Someone should definitely invent that device. I need wood.
Fallujah! That's what it was, Fallujah. Oddly enough, apparently that's the only F city in Iraq. Not gonna argue. But yeah, no, he was claiming about how he was a door gunner in Fallujah. It's just like, fucking what? You're a truck driver, dude.
You know, honestly, when I was a door gunner in Fallujah, I just wasn't satisfied, man. You know, it didn't challenge me. So I decided to join the 88 Mike and become a truck driver.
Exactly. But yeah, no, this guy had so many different fucking stories. Like, it's right up there with, I think his name was Nems. Yeah, no, I think the guy's name was Nems. And he had a story about how he, I guess, knocked out a colonel.
You don't stay in the military after you do that.
And that just says, like, well, you knocked out a colonel. But the thing that was fuck! There goes 5 platinum because I clicked wrong buttons. So, there was this one guy, like I said, I think his name was Nems.
So what you're saying is if I beat you back to the arena,
Of course you're gonna beat me back, just, there's 5 platinum there that is totally mine, dude. Don't be a dick, that's way too much money to do. Oh, look what I found on the ground.
I'm still in town, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sorting and organizing.
No. Yeah, no, I clicked on quick stack instead of, or quick, or loot all or whatever instead of quick stack, so whatever. But yeah, no, there's this guy named Nems. I believe his name was Nems. I don't remember too well. He was talking about how he got in trouble because he was infantry, which I doubt, and he got in trouble for knocking out a colonel, which I doubt. Now, when I was talking to a sergeant of my unit, apparently in his folder, there is a a note from a colonel saying, "Hey, you know, this is a useless soldier, or what have you." Which, okay, fine, that somewhat legitimizes. But if you knock out a colonel, I have a hard time believing they're just like, okay, you're still in the military, but you're on the shit list. But so, but eventually, I can't remember why, but he gets in trouble for some reason, and I once actually got a court martial, and during my second deployment, I've already been court martialed, and this guy who claims that he knocked the shit out of a colonel comes up to me and goes, "Hey man, so what do I do during a court martial?" I'm just like, if you've knocked out a colonel, why would I know more about court martials than you? This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Story so silly that even I wouldn't believe him if I didn't go through it. Yes, I don't think anyone who's listening to me is gonna believe what I just said, but I swear to God, that is a true story. Fucking Nems. Honestly, this guy was so full of shit too. God damn it. That I remember him. Now, I didn't see it. Someone else told me this. But he apparently bought some sort of like, or it was a magazine or something like that. It was about scuba diving or whatnot. And like in the next like week or so, I don't even think it was a week, but let's just say it was a week. He started claiming that he had achieved master diver or something like that in the military. It's just like, what? What? If you're a master diver in the military, you can get out pretty quickly and get a lot of civilian paying jobs. Like, what are you still doing in the military?
I mean, there's a lot of really good jobs you can get if you have a master diver cert.
Oh,
They're not,
there's
they're,
a shit ton. Well, there's not a shit ton, but every one of them is like 6-figure jobs, like underwater welder. That's like a couple $100,000 a year job.
yeah, it's also very, very dangerous.
See,
Um,
I don't understand why it's dangerous. I mean, inform me. I'm perfectly well to be informed, but why is it dangerous?
so once you go below about 100 feet, um, you get what's called narcosis poisoning or
Oh, so it's
nitrogen
nitrogen
poisoning.
poisoning?
Yeah. Now they have
See,
special gas that mitigates it, but essentially what happens is once you go below 100 feet, you start to get drunk, for lack of a better description.
no, and
And
I get that, but I always figured that it was so. I figured a large portion of why you get paid so much is because of the amount of different special or special training that you need to do the job. And don't get me wrong, I understand that scuba diving is dangerous for 1,000 different reasons. But it's like, okay, you're somebody who knows how to scuba dive properly. You're somebody who knows how to weld underwater properly. So I actually figured something about welding underwater would lead to some danger. But if it's just, well, if you're underwater long enough, well, honestly, if you've been scuba diving long enough, I mean, I don't know how easy it is to be like, oh, wow, I wonder how long I've been down. Ooh, I feel so fun. Okay, great. Like that seems like, don't get me wrong, it's a legitimate threat, but I didn't think it was literally something where you might accidentally almost get nitrogen poison.
oh yeah, no, and it's now if you're working on like an oil rig or whatever, and you're doing deep sea welding,
Yeah.
the biggest problem you have is you can forget what direction is up.
And actually, that's another one that I still don't understand. That's right up there with when I was younger. Hell, maybe it's still true. I just don't understand it. They were talking about avalanches. The biggest issue with avalanches is you will not know which direction it's up. And I'm just sitting there, it's like, if an avalanche happens and you don't know which way is up, why don't you just, spit, literally, and see which way your saliva goes? And I had that idea when I was like 8 years old. So yeah, no. That's one of those little things where it's like, seriously? People don't know or didn't think about this? Because it seems like a pretty simple perspective.
But generally speaking, when you're talking about emergency surfacing, you're usually in a panic.
And that,
Um,
well, when it comes to diving, at least, I can understand there being I have no fucking clue. Because you're underwater. I figured you could look up and down or something like that and see where, say, light is. Like, one
no.
direction is going to be more light than the other.
If you're deep
Really?
enough,
Well, and to be fair, define deep enough then.
well, deeper than about 100 feet.
So, after 100 feet, you're going to have, like, next to no clue
Yeah,
which
because
direction is up.
the light you have um, is just kind of diffuse. Now, once you get that deep, there's not a lot of light. And that's the first problem. The second problem is what light you do have. You don't have a way to, you don't really know where it's coming from. It's just kind of around. Now, I've never actually been that deep, so I can't.
So, for those of you who are curious, Onyx actually is scuba dive certified and has done it. I've never done it, so I'm literally completely uninformed in this point.
Yeah, I do have a scuba certification, but it's a recreational certification. It's not like a professional cert or anything like that. But yeah, no, they're very, very specific about the whole idea of when you're a recreational diver, you do not go below 100 feet. That is one of those rules they bang into your head during training. And training is like dive training is an interesting critter in that it's not so much about technique. They do teach you technique, but like 90% of dive training is how not to kill yourself.
Which is actually quite understandable just for the fact that you are in, like, the only other situation, well, quote unquote, atmosphere that I can think of that would be equatable is like being in space. You're literally in an entire environment that will kill you in an instant. So spending all that time going, hey, even for the basics, here's how you don't die. God damn it, now I really want to listen to The Martian again.
Yeah, no, it's and that's the big thing about it is like 90% of the training material is literally just here's how to not kill yourself.
And that's just it, it's such a foreign concept, as it were, such a foreign environment that I could totally see why that would be what a good chunk of your education would be, is like, this will kill you, 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 this will kill you. This is how you don't die, this is how you don't die, this is how you don't die, this is how you don't die. Jesus Christ, what am I signing myself up for?
Well, and the thing is like the use of dive gear is not very difficult. It's actually very straightforward. You put the regulator in your mouth, you breathe through your mouth, how to clear your nose and your sinuses so you don't get abnormal pressure buildup. Like, most of it is very, very simple. Like, the how to do it is maybe a 20-minute conversation. But the how to not die is like a 10-hour conversation.
No.
So it's just one of those things where, and there's so many different ways to kill yourself while you're diving. Now, don't get me wrong, diving is a lot of fun if you have good visibility. But, you know.
And I remember, I forget which James Bond movie it was, but there was one where they were diving down to like 300 feet, I think it was, and they were talking about how they had to specialize the nitrogen to oxygen combination, and they could only be under or outside of the submarine for like 5 minutes at a time without killing themselves or something like that. It was something insane, and I mean, you're not exactly an expert, but at least you are somebody who understands to a certain degree what the fuck that means. And I'm just sitting there going, they're saying word salad as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, there is a special type of gas if you're going to be doing especially deep dives called nitrox. And nitrox, you have to be trained on the use of nitrox because it, if I understand correctly, and this may be wrong, but nitrox basically, you'll be in nitrogen poisoning from the word go. So you're constantly having the drunkenness, but the drunkenness won't suddenly affect you like it will with traditional oxygen tanks.
Huh.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I mean, obviously you're gonna have some issues if you are underwater, and all that shit, but yeah, no, I totally forgot about nitrogen poisoning during that. I just figured, because nitrogen, for those of you who don't know, nitrogen is the noble gas that makes it to where you can breathe but you don't die. It's literally just emptiness as far as your lungs are concerned.
Yeah, your lungs have basically ignore nitrogen. Like when you're feeling like you're running out of breath, it's not a lack of oxygen. It's a buildup of carbon dioxide. So
Not
like
to be fair, carbon dioxide, and actually that's another fascinating note, but I was gonna touch on it yet. But yeah, no, I honestly didn't even think that what was it called again? Nitroxide, nitrogen oxide, whatever.
Nitrox.
Nitrox. Yeah, no, I have to admit, I never even really thought about that. I've always figured. Why are you down there?
I'm following a ferry. Yeah, nitrox is nitrous oxide, yes.
Well, no, and I get that. I just, honestly, I didn't even
I was
think about,
answering a chat message.
Oh.
But yeah, so the nitrox is you need.
It's heavy on, or it's for very deep, deep diving.
Yeah.
Scuba diving, and yeah, you want to have something, or at that point, you're having like something like 70 to 80% nitrogen to like 70 to 80%. So yeah, you're looking at like 30 to 20% oxygen. Like it's very extreme nitrogen to minimal amount of oxygen, because oxygen poisoning is also a thing.
Yeah, you can't have too much oxygen.
Damn it!
Thank you.
I just threw you an ice skin potion. So we're gonna be taking on
Plantera.
yeah. Oh, once you're up here, I got another thing to throw you to.
Yeah, we're about ready to fight her for the first time.
Yeah.
So we're almost certainly going to die.
Yeah. Hopefully you enjoy the or the screaming cries of the stupid, because that's what's about to happen.
Get ready for pain. Lots and lots of pain.
So
Now, so we are on for the worthy seed. So we are on normal difficulty, but this is considerably harder.
you ready?
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's not very fun. And you're an asshole to say that. It's very fun. Honestly, it's quite painful. And if you watch our previous stream, it's that painful.
It's hard to quantify. Like, For the Worthy has a funny difficulty spike.
Well, For the Worthy comes with, they do additional damage, they have more health. Like, here's one of the big things if you really don't know. And to be fair, we didn't know until about a month ago. Is bunnies are now do about like 300 damage if you kill them. They are explosive. So, yeah, no, everything in this For the Worthy is deadly. Everything, i.e. including bunnies. So.
She's angry! She's angry!
Don't touch me! Touchy! Bad touch! Bad touch! Leave me alone! Leave me! I'm dead.
Ruh-roh. Don't leave me alone with her!
Yes, For the Worthy, normal, classic, whatever, is harder than Expert. Especially since, at least with Expert, you get the additional, like, accessory slots that would have you. And we're not on the same team, so I can't afford.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is really bad. This is really bad. This is really bad. No! Balls! Sorry, I didn't mean to peek.
I'm on Team Red.
Shit. That oversight just cost us a Plantera win.
Mm-hmm. And we were so close. Just like... But yeah, no, For the Worthy, I would argue For the Worthy is harder than regular expert mode. You lose certain benefits, and there's a shit ton of negatives. You know what? Actually, no, because the problem is now that we're in October, they've replaced the bunnies, so you're not going to be able to see it. But yeah, no, the bunnies themselves do some like 300 damage. So if you hit one intentionally or unintentionally, that's 300 damage, and obviously that's, unless you're straight up full on hearts or additionally full on heart fruits, it's straight up death.
Well, I mean, obviously I have to be the xenomorph.
Wow, really? If you remove the background wall, she has a harder time grabbing onto stuff.
You know, it wouldn't be the first time chat taught us how to play
I
this
got no
fucking
problem with that.
game.
Well, if you're well aware of explosive bunnies, then why are you asking is For the Worthy is harder than expert mode? That's...
No, I think explosive bunnies are more than just for the worthy.
Is it? I always figured that. I have no idea. I am somewhat informed. I'm not psychotically informed about this game apparently.
Yeah.
And I got a bunch of witch shit. You're a
Yeah.
son of a witch. Another South Park reference.
All right. Well, if you'll excuse me for just a moment, I'm going to her grabby things will have really stretch out. Let me be able to grab my derp. All right, grab a hammer, Buddha. All right, I'm gonna make Buddha primary because I need to take a leak and refill my cup. I'll be right back. By the way, thanks for tuning in, Hyper. Appreciate the hell out of that.
For her, grabby things will have stretch. You will only be able to grab onto mud and dirt blocks or side of your arena. So if we were to say replace an entire area with say clay, would that like make her just sit there doing nothing? Hyper. Huh. I don't think we actually keep clay anymore. So we need to get rid of dirt and mud. Huh. I don't know. We've always taken on Plantera just by trying to be additionally completely squirrely. Huh. Didn't think she would have such a limitation, but I guess it sort of kind of makes sense. So, no, not that. So, oh no, that's basic potion. Where's blocks? So if I were to replace the walls with, say, stone, would that have the same effect? Because we dispose of all our clay boxes or blocks now.
60% hammer. 80% hammer.
Talking about the background floor wall. Okay, I get that. Bring a hammer to remove the jungle walls so that Plantera's second phase, the hook can only grapple on the
The
blocks. So
walls.
and it says on the blocks. So she cannot reach with her hooks, and you will not take damage from them, according to the wiki strategy guide. Oh, okay. But yeah, no, one of the things he was saying earlier is, um, her grabby things will have really stretch out and will only be able to grab the dirt block or mud slash dirt block on the sides of your arena.
Yeah. No.
So I'm wondering if we start, making it to where a good chunk of the walls are, say, stone, with that.
No, we want to get
Maybe
rid of
not.
the back wall entirely.
Well, and that's just it, though. So I wasn't thinking back wall. I was thinking wall.
No, it's the back wall that's the problem. But the thing is we need another Plantera bulb if we're gonna use that arena again.
Yeah. Well, if you're gonna be tearing down the back wall and shit like that, we're gonna.
Yeah, no, we need to make sure we find another Plantera bulb. Hopefully we can get one nearby, so we don't have to build another arena.
Worst case scenario, I will go further down to see if I can find. And honestly, the fact that we got that close on our first try is was a comic as far as I'm concerned.
What team did you join again? Red?
Red.
Yeah, no, and that was... That's the problem, is if you were able to warp back, we would have had her. Yeah, we've never actually set up a bulb farm. We've set up heart farms before. And
I mean, technically, we have set up a jungle biome, which is a mixture of bulb farm and heart farm. Can you actually get hearts pre-Plantera, or is that all post-Plantera?
Oh yeah, I've gotten 4 hearts so far, dude.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Of course, the game likes Zyx more than it does me.
To be fair, you ran past Ow.
I ran past Ow. Yes,
You ran
I
past
Ow all the time. When I see Ow, I'm just like, fuck no, that's not for me. Or apparently you're just like, that's an owl? I want to give it a hug.
I love owls. Give me an owl.
There once was an owl that came to me.
God, I hate you.
I'm just trying to work off your terminology.
Run past owls. God, neither one of you are very fun.
Just because he has a better sense of humor than you do. Oh, wow. We got mine glorified. I thought we had to go further before we can do that.
Yeah, no. I got a small stash of chlorophyte set up already. I mean, it's not a particularly large stash, but, you know.
I just mined 49. Correction, 38.
No, we do not have chlorophyte armor. At the moment, I am rocking hollowed summoner.
We're both rocking ancient hollow armor.
Yeah, so...
With the
summoner hood.
Yeah, the summoner helmet, so... we get additional summons, but we're not, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's one of those things that me and Psionics have actually always had a, well, not always, it's actually a fairly recent development, but
no.
when it comes to summons, they're just like psychotically useful, so we're a big fan of them. But now that we're playing for the worthy, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you know, summons are not completely useless, but they're not exactly as useful as they were in not for the worthy.
Yeah. Work my way back to where I died. Hopefully I can get my gold back. Yeah, no, the thing that got us onto summons, it was back to at 1.3. We were playing the Calamity mod. And
Yeah,
the
and they
Calamity
start
mod,
you off with the slime
the
staff.
slime staff, and we fell in love with that stupid thing.
And that slime staff was straight up. I mean, it was a free thing that literally just got rid of horribleness. And that's the other thing, just based on what you were saying, though, is when it comes to summons, especially talking about expert and master mode, like unless it's or end game summon like
Like the dragons or the Empress of Light swords.
Yeah, the Terra Prisma and stuff like that, then yeah, no. I mean they would still be useful, but they would not change like any aspect of the game.
Intentionally showing your accessories.
We don't have that good of accessories. I don't know. Have you been looking at your inventory, Sonics? I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I understand the... Like, on our skins? Like, as they show up on our characters?
I was gonna say, I got my wizard gear. The only really good thing I have right now is the Ankh shield.
Oh, hey! You can turn off your accessories. Today I learned.
You can hide them with the small icon next to the slots.
Yeah, open your inventory, and there's like these little icons on the top right corner.
Fucking damn it, I'm dead. Top right corner?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just wearing the equipment.
Alright, so
camera.
do you have the my stream up?
Yeah.
Alright. There's these little icons in the top right corner.
Oh, those! Okay. I didn't even think those were showing up except for the wings. I mean,
Yeah.
I have my wizard or rune hat and rune robes equipped with the Hades dies. I mean, that kind of gives me a... But outside of that...
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, we're totally flexing then.
Look at my beautiful accessories.
They're so awesome, they're useless.
Yeah, no, I had no idea you could do that.
I think I've noticed that before, I just never really cared.
Hmm? Thanks, dude.
Do you have fire gauntlets?
Yeah, I have my fire gauntlets equipped. Well, they're in a vanity slot. I'm not using melee at the moment, so I just have them.
I mean, I mixed it. I was missing something to make the fire gauntlets. I don't remember exactly what it was. But they in the
Like a
fact that I'm
magma
more
stone,
magic.
or
Was it just the magma stone?
because we should have some of those.
Oh, we do. We have like two spares. But yeah, no, because I'm so magic focused and whatnot, I didn't even really look into it. I just remembered that we wanted the gauntlets and we wanted the whatever the Avenger emblems turn into again. I'm totally dropping.
Yeah, we need that. We need to kill Golem though to get that last piece.
Yeah. Well,
We need a-
I don't think it's the last piece, but it's the next one.
That was where I died. I've successfully reclaimed my body.
God, I fucking hate bees. In real life and in this game.
Ideally, yes. We're gonna want to make the Zenith.
Well,
one.
honestly, we actually want to do the winter event because there's that, what is it? You have to kill or take on Santa Claus or something like that. That only exists if you play this game during December. So
Well,
we are gonna be, huh?
I think you can do the Christmas event, but getting the Santa NPC, I think, has.
Yeah,
Like-
and that just is. We need the NPC. That's one of the very few achievements
we
that
haven't
we're
gotten
missing.
yet. But yeah, so no, our intention is God, fishing is the worst. Unless you're
does all the fishing.
it takes so long to get. I think it's like 200 fishing quests or something like that.
Yeah,
It takes so long to do that.
yeah, no, it is like 200. I was thinking it might be 300, but I think it's only 200.
So,
But-
are you talking about the all fishing biome, where you can get above ground and underground biomes? Yeah.
Which we both made.
Yeah.
We both made that. That was one of those mind-blowing discoveries where it's like, how the fuck did somebody even figure this out? But I'm totally glad that they did. Psychotically glad that they did. And the fact that somebody was like, oh, here's how you do this is like, fucking what? How did you figure this out?
What you need is 3 spaces here and 2 spaces here, and you need 148 of these.
Yeah, and that's just it. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no,
that
that's one of
shit like
those,
that
like-
that reminds me that I'm a filthy fucking casual, you know.
Yeah, no, like, I thought I was a gamer. Then I watched hardcore people, and it's like, oh, you know what? I'm just some random schmo passing by.
I heart video game.
Like, I remember, like, one game I really got into, and I think I actually got fucking really good at. It's, the Dishonored game, if you ever played or saw what that was. And I thought I got damn good at that game. But then I started watching some of the recordings of hardcore players, and they were off the goddamn charts, where it's like, can I even claim I played this game based on what I'm seeing? These people are fucking insane.
No, there was one clip I remember you showing me where a dude shot an arrow into the air, then did like sneak murders on like 7
Yeah,
different
he
people.
killed like 10 different people, and then he looks over to like the left, and then the crossbow, flaming crossbow apparently, lands on the guy's head, and he just starts flailing around in pain. Yeah, no, that's the exact moment when I went, you know, I thought I was a good guy or a gamer playing this game. Apparently, I'm just some random scrub pretending I like this game. So, yeah.
Oh, that might take a minute to find, but it was fucking cool. It was one of those moments that was just like, oh my god.
Huh? I'm waiting for Psionics, or Psionics is already here.
Do we have another bulb?
I haven't seen one. I didn't even notice that you were here, so I was just started chilling.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm delving looking for parts in another bulb.
Sorry. I'm gonna see if I can fulfill Hyper's request then.
Yeah, no. It's fucking gnarly.
I mean, don't get me wrong, this is from years ago, obviously, but... I'm half tempted to just type in Dishonored Master Mode or something like that.
Yeah, I think we're actually missing the mining shirt.
Yeah, I think... Was it just the shirt? I mean, I know we have the hat, well, at least one hat. I think we have 2 pants. Don't know if we have the shirt.
I mean, we might have a shirt. It's been a minute. Yeah, we both have the hat. But I don't know if we have a shirt. Yeah, I could only imagine if Ripley had come up against a xenomorph with wings, how she would have responded. That would have been fucking legit terrifying.
Is that based on what he's saying, or is that just...
No. That's my character. Is I have the xenomorph from Aliens is my yeah, xenomorph with his mini shark. To be fair, good sir, it's a mega shark. Yeah, no, but either would be fucking terrifying. Potato, padildo.
I'll love you so much, Hyper, if you get that reference. I don't remember how I found this. Still haven't touched the Dishonored 2, mainly because I think it's gonna be shit.
Well, I don't remember hearing anything about Dishonored 2. Other than it was released and it exists.
Well, I remember some people having issues, but the big thing that always killed
balls.
me is...
At least you know it's Archer.
See?
Ooh, I can be a spooky ghost.
I do love you now, though.
Google knew it was Archer. He knew how to ask Google.
Oh, I don't like you so much anymore. Come on, guy.
You know what? It's, you know, that's still cool. We used to do that shit to our, we would get drunk and order Domino's pizza in the middle of the night all the time. And, one of the things we would do, because they always had this comment section in the order form. And so one of the things we would do is we would ask these random fucking questions, like, you know, who said this? Like, you know, his name is Kremensky. Definitely Russian, possibly a Jew. Like, who said this? Like,
See, my favorite was still based on whose line is it anyways, where answer in the form of the question plus tip.
Yeah.
And the amount of times I failed on that is a little depressing, but I still enjoy it. Did you order this pizza? Yes. Oh, god damn it, that's not a question. I miss that, along with well, actually, I can't say I miss Poster Girl. She was fun, but apparently she didn't jive with me. So what can I say?
Yeah. But yeah, no, we would and the thing is we drunkenly ordered
Way too
pizza
much pizza.
way too much. like they knew who we were. When our orders came in, they would be all like, "Oh shit, it's
Hey
those
guys,
two."
it's been like 2 days since I delivered your pizza. Yeah, man, it's nice to see you. Yeah, no, I got up to 350 pounds. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Oh, correction, 352 pounds. I've lost 100 of those pounds. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, the folks at Domino's knew us entirely too well.
God damn it, I didn't click on that. I'm
But
literally not finding it.
it's really too bad, man.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I know it exists. I mean, it's right up there, you know, with Data pretending to be
Picard. I found that motherfucker.
And who knows, maybe that's gonna be one of those things that I'm gonna spend a couple years until I can actually prove.
No, I remember seeing that video. You showed it to me. I guess
Yeah.
if you want to
And
roll
it's just-
back 4 years in our fucking Steam chat.
Which they won't allow. But yeah, no, I apologize. I mean, I have done what I can to look for it, obviously. Well, not so obviously. All you can tell is that my screen was doing nothing for the last half hour.
He could have been wanking it in the bushes.
And I could totally do that and maintain conversation because I'm just that talented.
Not
I'll see
many
if I
people
can
can
find
bring
it
me to
later.
climax while I'm talking to my mother.
It's actually quite easy also. You know, there was this one chick. I can't remember who she was calling. Her name was Corey. This was the chick down in Arizona. She was on the phone. And I don't know why, but I got an extreme amount of pleasure just finger banging her while she was on the phone. And I could hear her going like, yeah, no, I was just... Oh yeah, lots of fun. But yeah, no, if you come back at least, I will legitimately try to find that video again. Like Xanax is saying, that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, it's about 4 years old. I mean, it was when Dishonored was relatively new.
Yes and no, I guess. Like, it started kind of in the middle ground, if I remember. Like, it's been out for a little while, so it wasn't new. But at the same time, it wasn't long enough that it's like, oh, well, people have stopped playing Dishonored.
I know we only found one Plantera bowl. This is bullshit.
Dude, the fact that we found a Plantera bowl that close to the surface still blows my mind.
But yeah, no, just so you know, Hyper, we're usually Wednesday, Thursday, Friday streamers.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
We've tried Tuesday once, and apparently Steam decides that's when they want to reset.
Yeah. Thanks for the follow, man. At least you got some gratuitous butt shaking.
I mean,
that is Metal Gear Solid Snake shaking his ass.
I'm glad you agree with him. I told him I was not a fan, but he was like, no, it's hilarious. People love it. She's like, okay.
I laugh every time I see it. I don't know what's wrong with anybody else.
I mean, I almost never see it, so. But at the same time, there are quite a few times where there's been like, it's something like bot 1, bot 2, bot 3. Like obviously, it's not someone who matters, but they'll follow and unfollow. So all of a sudden, I'm seeing ass shaking for the next 4 or 5 minutes. Don't ask him about his proclivities. He might get embarrassed.
Got a hook.
No, he has one saved up. It's a little, I don't know what to say, monster that pops out from some titties and slaps the titties. I think he should have used that for the followers, but he wants to save that for the subscribers. I mean, you know, to each their own.
You know what? Eventually, I feel like eventually we're going to make it to affiliate, and we'll get a subscribe
I'm sure
button.
we're gonna make it to affiliate too, but it might be better to start off with the titty slap than it is with the ass or the solid steak ass shake. Personal opinion, obviously, but you know.
You know, I think I could be compelled to and banned from Twitch.
Oh, we get enough people where we've been banned from Twitch a couple dozen of times. You watch us long enough, you're gonna learn that we have a couple of quote-unquote code words: Tuesday, Friday, Monday. We're gonna bastardize, well, technically bastardize, but we're gonna pervert every day of the week.
Eventually. So the way this started was have you heard the term "see you next Tuesday"?
Because that looks like calling things Tuesdays.
Never heard of
never.
it. Okay.
Of course you haven't. I believe you too. Weak. Really, the porn industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I'm the pervert.
If you want to Google "see you next Tuesday," I'm sure you will find what that means pretty quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I'm honestly just really enjoying the fact that maybe he doesn't know what that means, in which case he really is Googling it.
It's not like it's Tub Girl or anything, you know. You're not gonna get something fucking gross. This isn't two girls, one cup. This is something that.
What was the other one? Like 2 guys with jars? I never looked it up, but one of our followers said look it up. I haven't touched the shit, guys. I'm actually tearing up.
Don't look at 2 guys, 1 jar. Do yourself a favor and don't look that up. That is very clearly a crime against humanity.
I still have no idea, but I kind of hope he does.
I mean, it's probably pleasant for the guys. All right, let's.
Oh, really? You don't know what "see you next Tuesday" means?
Yeah, no, you can look it up. It's basically a swear word that women really don't.
Well,
like.
it's a quote unquote swear word that only Americans find abhorrent.
Yeah, the British and the Australian use it as a comma.
They actually, yeah. Honestly, I remember it was on my first deployment. I was taking a bus back to my my housing area. They called it Choose, just as random number. And there was a couple of Aussies at the very back of the van, and they were just dropping Tuesday comments left and right. And don't get me wrong, I'm not offended by the statement, but at the same time, with how frequently they were saying it was odd. And to be fair, us dropping F words all the goddamn time for almost the entirety of both of my deployments. So them saying the Tuesday reference was somewhat shocking even to me, but I don't care. Tuesdays are Tuesdays.
Yeah, it can get get a bit of excessive.
Well,
There,
that's just
oh,
it. When it
another
comes
thing
to...
you could do to find out what Tuesday means is you could look up Australia Day on YouTube. Wear headphones when you listen to that song.
Yeah, don't do that at work. Don't do that around females. Don't watch it unless you actually have a sense of humor and the ability to understand that people aren't having your same sensibilities. Australia Day, fuck yeah.
That's not what they say. It does start with Australia Day.
I thought they would say fuck yeah. It's after that all of a sudden it becomes Tuesday.
No, it's Australia Day. Yeah, Tuesday. Alright, I need to look up how to make a Plantera farm here.
Yeah, it's hard to define a bit of excessive because, you know, some people are one way, other people are another way. Let's just say for me, excessive is close to 100 times in an hour. Actually, maybe 100 times in a half hour. And obviously, I am covering and coding myself on Twitch because, yeah, if I were to speak how I would normally speak, we would be banned 1,000 times a day.
To prevent Twitch from hearing what we're saying, I'm gonna speak in code. Wink once if you follow.
Have you ever played Borderlands 2? I believe it's Borderlands 2.
No, I think it's Borderlands 1. I think that's the General Knox DLC.
Was it? No,
Yeah.
no, you're right. You're right. It was. I'm gonna speak in code so people can't understand what I'm saying. If you want to kill the general, I don't remember exactly what it says, but there was like no hidden message. It was just message.
But yes.
Southern drawl. Which one of us had a southern drawl?
I'm pretty sure that was me. That happens to me sometimes.
Every once in a while, I have a southern twang. You know, there was that one black lieutenant. Oh, dear God, she was fucking sexy as hell. And her little southern twang. Oh, dear God. Actually, there's this one guy I was talking to.
What the hell is that?
His call sign was Turtle. And he heard a lot of people talking about how they would bang this female lieutenant. And she's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, no, I couldn't do it. It's like, why not? She looks way too much like my sister. And apparently, eventually, that female lieutenant heard about it. And so he started going, oh, so I look like your sister, do I? Poor Turtle. He was a great guy. I love Turtle.
I mean, I probably need to get some jungle seed here. I mean, if you spend any time on Pornhub, there's a lot of people banging their
like
sisters. Help me, stepbrother! I'm stuck in the dryer.
Standards are flexible.
Help me, stepbrother! I'm stuck in the couch. I guess it's always a stepbrother and not like full brother.
I wish I could remember his name. He was a great guy. I remember once, so extreme TMI. I had a boil on my ass that I had to get taken care of, and so they gave me some extreme yard killers. Now I don't exactly remember why, but I threw a fake punch towards his face. But because I was under extreme painkillers, I actually connected to his nose, and I started freaking out like right away. Like, oh my god, I'm so fucking sorry, dude. I didn't intend that. And he's like, yeah, I could tell from your reaction you didn't intend that, but that's still messed up. Yeah. Uh,
You could tell from your erection you didn't intend that.
reaction.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no.
prefer my
Oh,
version.
fucking hell, there was a goddamn honeycomb right here. But yeah, no, he was a great guy, and he actually told a story once. No, Turtle is a black guy. And
You can't stay black on Twitch.
he was African.
Actually, you probably can't say black on Twitch.
But he's black, and he was telling a story about how he's working for this warehouse. I believe it was for the military, almost exclusively. And when he was working there, he was a manager, and he had a black employee who was a useless piece of shit. And so after a while, he just ended up firing the black employee. Well, after enough time, or it took a while, obviously. It's not just like you're useless, we fire you. So he gives him a long enough time, he fires the guy, and the guy decides to make a equal opportunity lawsuit against the warehouse company, whatever.
Oh my god, this
So
is
he
gonna take
makes
for fucking ever.
Huh?
Getting rid of his background is gonna take for fucking ever.
Of course it will. But he presses this lawsuit against the warehouse company, whatever. And so a lawyer literally comes to his job when he's sitting there drinking coffee, and it's like, hey, we're looking for Turtle. And he's like, I'm Turtle. And they're like, you're Turtle? Yeah, I'm Turtle. And it's like, we need to talk to your boss. Well, his boss was literally right next to him, and he was also a black guy. And so it's like, you're the boss? Yeah. Can we talk to your boss? Yeah, he's right next to me too. So literally 3 levels of hierarchy are right there. And the boss of the boss is also a black guy. So he points to the next guy. He's like, yeah, this guy's my boss. And so the lawyer's sitting there going, there's this guy, or a black guy, telling me that he was fired based on racial discrimination. But his boss is black, his boss's boss is black, his boss's boss's boss is black. And he just sat there and went like, have a good day. You'll never see me again.
Alright, that helps.
I don't think I mean, don't get me wrong, a chisel wouldn't be bad, but right now, our biggest hurdle is finding a goddamn bulb. Actually, do you think a mining potion would help with breaking up the background?
It apparently does.
Huh.
I just tried it and it's working.
Well, fuck me. I mean, that's gonna destroy a bunch of our torches, but
I think we can manage.
Titan blow.
Yeah, no, it does appear that way.
I wish I could remember that guy's name, like I said. I know it starts with an H. We've played this before too. We've never obliterated the black wall to, or back
The back
wall to
wall.
try to take on the Plantera before. Honestly, now that I think about it, that actually doesn't make any sense because you have to think we've made what technically 3 or 4 jungle biomes so we can farm the heart fruits and what have you.
Yeah.
It never had a back wall, so did it seem slower to you?
That's why I wasn't too worried about just annihilating the back wall, was because our artificial biomes were always just fine.
It's just it though. I don't think the.
I think it's
the
just the
back
jungle
wall's gonna
grass
do anything.
seed and the mud is all that's required.
Well, yeah, no, that is all that's required. I just don't think it's gonna be slowed down by having, back wall, or by having the back wall removed.
Well, the back wall being removed is more for Plantera. I put this little area
But
up
that's
here
what I
to
was
try
saying,
and
though,
get
is
some
when-
more bulbs.
When we took out, or when we made our jungle biome, we would fill it up with, you know, mud or whatever, and then
Yeah.
we'd plant jungle seeds. We'd let it grow, and it would grow, and then there would be Plantera bulbs inside of there. But we never had the background, which you are destroying at the moment. So I honestly don't think that would matter too much.
Yeah, no, Piper says, the efficacy of removing the background cannot be guaranteed. Good to know.
Are you sure your other name is not Bot? We've had a couple of fibbers on our stream before that are like, oh yeah, no, Skeletron turns invisible. Wait, what? I mean, it's our first time doing For the Worthy. Do they go that extreme? I don't know. Bastard.
You know, he may be watching.
And I'll still call him a bastard. He gets very angry, well, at least with me, because you lie to me once like that, I'm gonna assume you're lying to me all the goddamn time.
Oh my god, it's gonna take so goddamn long.
Makes me think of an old school racist joke. How long is a Chinaman?
Yeah, I'm using a grapple. It literally just occurred to me. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot
Onyx is
about
a
the grapple
little
for a
slow.
minute.
Or 1 hour and 23 of them.
I haven't been trying to break the back wall for an hour and 23 minutes.
So you knew about the grappling hook all the way until the last 10 minutes?
I mean, you have wings. How often do you use a grappling hook when you have wings?
Frequently.
Shut up, Buddha. Nobody asked you.
Onyx is special.
And all of this really kind of depends on the fact that we can actually get out of the Plantera bulb around here.
Oh, we just need it near here so we can run to here. You know, random idea that I had today also was, we play, um, randomized Link to the Past.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going back to some Link of the Past rando.
Well, see, and I agree. It seems like something interesting. The biggest problem we have is it's usually not something we kill in a night. Now, I don't know if it's because we don't give enough time for it, or we just don't know the game well enough, or what have you.
Cummins, where are you? Why are you not helping me?
There once was a summon that came to me. Why is it that my brain almost always tries to make a song equivalent to the Wellerman song? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Did you get a Uzi?
Maybe.
Dick. Guess I'll start calling you Lana.
Pray and
Spray
spray,
and pray,
Lana.
Lana.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's necessarily better than the Mega Shark. Seems like it does more damage, but it fires slower.
No? Oh.
Yeah, no, and that's just it, is a godly Mega Shark compared to a normal Uzi. I mean, the godly Mega Shark's gonna probably be better, but if I reforge the Uzi, it might actually be better than the Mega Shark, looks like.
Yeah, I think the Uzi is better than the Mega Shark. Oh, got a jungle key.
Jungle Key?
Uh,
Time to go back to the dungeon.
yeah. Right on that.
Yeah, you're probably right, actually. We don't go up that far.
Honestly, I don't even think Godly's the best. I think when it comes to the Mega Shark, the
Yeah,
best
you want Unreal.
modifier is Ruthless. Is it Unreal?
Yeah, I
thought it
think
was
you want
Ruthless.
Unreal for ranged. You know, getting rid of the wall certainly neuters the spiders. That's for goddamn sure.
And I hate spiders with a passion and gusto and every other emotion that is positive.
Yeah, Buddha hates spiders.
I mean, all I can say is I think back to not Red versus Blue. I think back to Ruby. He's afraid of rats. They bring nothing but plague and disease. Yeah. Not gonna say spiders bring plague and disease, but yeah, no, fuck them.
Marrow. When the hell did I get that? Okay.
Yeah, we got the cake right. Yeah.
Yeah. Mmm. Delicious cake. Oh, I just broke glass.
Of course you did. So I just threw you a better yo-yo. Don't know if you keep them or use them, but you know, better yo-yo.
Yeah, no, the time I'm just worried about popping some walls. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick second to reforge this Uzi, see what I can turn it into.
Ever since I can remember, I've been popping my collar, popping my collar. God damn it. What was his name?
I mean, godly Uzi. At least I'll get apples to apples comparison here. Oh.
Yeah, we're all about the large rectangles for housing. I mean, it's true.
Sometimes.
I don't suppose you ever read or listened to the Expanse series, have you, Hyper?
It's a space opera.
Yeah, it's, well, as far as I know, there's 6 books. Maybe there's more than 6 books now. It's been a second since I looked into it. But it's a multi-book series about, you know, Mars has been colonized, asteroids have been colonized. They actually do a very good job about making this series. Totally dropping the ball now. Why I was bringing it up. Though. What'd you say?
It's actually by 2 people. They're operating under a pseudonym. It's R.A. Sanderson, I think it is. But it's actually 2 guys.
R.A. Sanderson.
Huh?
It's 2? I thought it was just 1 guy.
Yeah, no, it's 2 guys. You know, just 2 dudes taking over the galaxy, you know, living together.
Thanks for the Family Guy reference. Don't care about the TV series because they bastardized it.
James S.A. Corey. Daniel Abram and Ty Frank. Yep, that sounds right. You know, we frequently speak about...
James S.A. Corey.
Yep.
No, not Corey.
That's the pseudonym they write under.
Oh, I always figured it was just 1 guy.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently they're gonna be releasing a book this year and the next year too. So I've only gotten up to.
Have you made it to the time jump yet?
No.
Okay, so you're
You
at
told
least
me
one
about
book
that and that
behind.
pissed me off. So. I mean, I'm gonna finish off the series because the first 4 or 5 books are fucking awesome, but.
No, it's 2 guys writing under 1 name. So James S.A. Corey is the pseudonym they're writing under, but it's actually the 2 guys, Daniel Abram and Ty Frank. And one of them specializes in like the high action stuff, and the other one is more story narrative driven.
Yeah. Well, the thing that really gets me, and honestly, this is one of the first. One sec. So, the thing that really sold me on the Expanse series. I mean, I have issues with it, but the thing that really sold me was if you have humans growing up in next to 0G, the fact is that their bone structure is not going to be growing or evolving based on the fact that there is gravity, in which case people will ultimately become or grow to be taller because there is no gravity to make their bones dense. And that was a very fascinating hypothesis. And honestly, I don't know if you can prove or disprove that.
Douglas Adams. God damn it. I know who that is, but I'm trying.
That he's Hitchhiker Guides to the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Which is all, well, at least the first three. First three are great. The final two are horrible. God, I hate the last two books. Book 3 is my favorite. Book 1 is awesome. Book 2 is... Book 2.
What's this? Perfectly normal beast? What?
No, that was book 5. But yeah, no, the thing is so... We're not now, but me and Psionics used to live together. And I was listening to book 3 and late at night. I was taking a shower, and there was that one scene where they were talking about Arthur Dent was running into this guy who apparently was repeatedly killed by Arthur Dent.
Yeah.
And he was going absolutely batshit crazy. I was laughing my ass off in the shower listening to the book. And Psionics, while he didn't do anything, he was just in there, like, the next day, he's like, why were you laughing your ass off in the shower? It's like, dude, you gotta listen to book 3. Honestly, dude, if you want, well, obviously I know fuck all about you. If you want to have a good space raid, it's not hysterical, but it's, I find it, what's the proper word? Not poignant, but intriguing. Look up Red Rising. Look up, and I would hyperly recommend listening to the audiobook of Red Rising. Not gonna recommend how you can get your hands on Red Rising book, but yeah, no. Look up Red Rising. That
if you go on the open seas to gather intellectual property, then you know that's on you. It's not our decision how you use the internet.
We're not gonna reference anything. It's not like there's such a thing as called audiobook open seas, as it were. But yeah, no, the guy who does.
Some people call it dystopian. I actually find it to be pretty nice.
I would argue that Red Rising is not dystopian. Don't get me wrong. It could appear to be dystopian, but I don't think it is.
Generally speaking, moral humans call it dystopian.
And I'm not moral, so I have a hard time understanding such things. But yeah, no, seriously, like, have you, well, maybe you haven't, have you ever heard of Plato's Republic? Hyper?
No, so,
you know, now that I think about the Hyper Tooth, isn't that ultimately a Rattata attack?
Alright, so, just as a quick refresher, Plato's Republic was...
No, he said he's... So, ultimately... Well, yeah, sorry. I'm interrupting Zynox because he's horrible at covering stuff like this. So, ultimately, the Plato's Republic is that if you can segregate people based on class, which is more based on natural abilities, you know, bronze, copper, gold, and silver, and stuff like that. If you can do that properly, that'll lead to a better society. Well, in Red Rising, they do that, but they've genetically modified humans so that they can, in a sense, be perfect for where they are at. So you have red, you have gold, you have copper, you have silver, the obsidian. You have a bunch of colors, and they are genetically modified, and at least when it comes to pinks, at least they are trained specifically to fit their job. That is the entire premise of their society.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's basically
it
Plato's Republic given life into a sci-fi universe that
and it
some
also
call
shows
dystopian, others call paradise.
and the one of the biggest issue, which is literally the biggest issue with Plato's Republic anyways, is let's say you're born as bronze, red, copper, whatever, doesn't matter, you know, one of these classes, but your abilities are not inside of your class. The fact that there is literally zero mobility is what's going to ultimately lead to the destruction of Plato's Republic. Star Trek, except for there's a lot of horribleness. Like, this is not a happy. This is not a happy galaxy.
This is a very, very sad galaxy.
But yeah, no. I mean, obviously, like I was saying earlier, I know nothing about you, but you might want to look into Red Rising. Go for the audiobook, because the guy who does the audiobook reading is fucking awesome. He does the audio reading perfectly. Like, this is one of those handful of times where you're just like, dude, this dude is fucking awesome. But yeah.
See, that's the thing, is like Hunger Games is qualified as dystopian. But honestly, if I could send a bunch of teenagers to kill each other for my amusement, I think that might be a win.
See, and I think that's a well, that's a misunderstanding as far as I'm concerned, but yeah. Because the thing is the apps are showing the absolute authority over the plebs. Which, I guess, technically Red Rising could fit under.
Oh, no. Red Rising definitely qualifies as
Dystopian.
Dystopian. Like, all kidding aside, it is definitely dystopian.
See,
but at the same time, you know, they make some good points.
And that's just is. I don't think I would argue that it's dystopian. But then again, it comes down to the ultimate question of how do you define
how
dystopian?
do you define
like,
dystopian?
Fallout 3, Fallout 3. It's the one Fallout game I got psychotically into, so Annex kind of got into.
Yeah, we were arguing semantics at that point. What is dystopian? What isn't dystopian?
But Fallout 3 was dystopian. Nuclear war, survival, ghouls, cannibalism, like, that is, in my mind, dystopian. But if you're living in a hyperly structured society that just happens to be not equal, is that really dystopian, or is that just a future that some people are going to get fucked over in?
Well, but the thing is what's not equal is relating to or denoting an imagined state or society where there is great suffering or injustice. You know what? I call that Tuesday.
We live in dystopia.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you can make the argument we are in a dystopia, like.
And we happen to live in the not anymore, but we're still technically one of the freest societies on the planet.
There's still the argument that America is still America is still probably one of the top countries in the world as far as comfort and standard of living.
When it comes
but
to
you go
standard living, yes, but when it comes down to like actually, and this is one of the things that makes me laugh when it comes to the lefties, is the Nordic countries are actually more free when it comes to economic freedom. It's like, you know what, you want to make a business, you want to make a company, have at it. Where in America, it's like, oh, you want to make a company? Well, here's all the things you have to do to make a company. It's like, no. If you want to make a company, fucking go for it.
All right, I gotta take a leak and make a refill. Would you be a deer and make a dummy so I could test my DPS? Please?
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Test dummy.
Oh, that's just
I'll be right back.
I believe.
You probably actually need to make a scythe and get some hay for it, honestly. It's to test DPS of weapons. Honestly, I feel like we should probably have one. And
Go
don't
with that.
blame
I
me,
just
blame
figure,
Hyper.
is it based on, or is wood required, or?
I think you need hay, and you need to get the side from the merchant to get hay from grass and shit. Normally, we don't build them. We just kind of wing it.
Yeah, no, I'm reading Hyper right now.
Oh. All right, be right back.
Okay. And that's one of the big things is like, yeah, you know, what is great suffering? What is injustice? Because everyone can bitch about injustices, and most people are going to get away with it just because who's going to argue against most of them? Hell, we're at a point. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but just think of, well, I don't know if you've watched it yet either. The most recent Dave Chappelle stand-up. I mean, the amount of people who are bitching about the injustice of that. Hell, he was called, or there was claims of him using his white privilege. And if you really don't know, Dave Chappelle is black, but apparently he was using his white privilege to do his stand-up. Fucking psychotic. Okay, so now I need to figure out where the fuck we put our merchant then. Yeah, no, I'm with you, dude. The uproar is, like I said, that the fact that there was a legitimate article saying that Dave Chappelle was using his white privilege was fucking what? Wait, what? I'm sorry. He's black, like really, really black. Not like a kind of tinted black. He's straight up black. But he was using his white privilege to to do his special. Uh, how, how does that make sense?
Oh, great. Buddha's talking about Dave Chappelle again.
I'm continuing to talk about Dave Chappelle. Not again, just continuing.
Oh, yeah. No, whenever people get upset about comedians, that just makes me want to watch their special.
Well, and see, the thing that really gets me going is you have to think it was the lefties who were pro, you know, comedians should be able to joke about anything. And it's only been in like the last 10 years where it's the lefty nows who are like, whoa, comedians should have restraint. Wait, what? No. I agree with what you said, you know, a decade ago. It's not about restraint. It's about being poignant. It's about making a point. It's about showing society some of their issues. No. They need to be sensitive now. What?
Well, and that was the big thing where I self-identified as liberal. Honestly, my point of view hasn't changed a great deal, but being liberal has.
He used to be a socialist, and then I had about a 2-week, 3-week conversation with him. He's not a socialist anymore.
Not even just the socialist thing. It was above and beyond that. There's the whole just now. Don't get me wrong. I was you proved me wrong in a lot of different discussions about. But at the same time, general leftyism that I maintained for a long time, they just don't represent me anymore. I became the bad guy.
Well, and see, honestly, the biggest argument we ran into in that particular vein was, oh, sawmill. That's what I was fucking up on. It was when it came to public schooling. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, Hyper. I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes like at all. Rotten Tomatoes tells me that it's double 100 or double zeros. Rotten Tomato can go eat a dick. They're just that useless now. Ever since people started having an issue with what was it? I think it was I can't remember if it was The Force Awakens or the next one, whatever the next one was. But yeah, no. Ever since then, yeah,
Ow, balls. Man, I always drop in so
Rotten
much gold.
Tomatoes is now such a useless thing because you picked up what I died. I'm not seeing a sawmill, dude. Did we not make one?
You probably need a chain, wood, and
Well, we have chain. It's just I figured you might have made one. I'm just missing it.
no, we don't have a sawmill. I don't see one over there.
But yeah, no. Ever since Disney Star Wars, Rotten Tomatoes has turned into one of the most absolute trash entities on the planet. So it's like, yeah, no. And you could just see how much the disparity is. I think when it comes to Dave Chappelle, the critics are giving him like a 10, but the regular viewers are giving him like a 90, shit like that. Like there's such a disparity between the two that, yeah, no. Rotten Tomatoes is fucking useless at this point.
Yeah, no, it's just so politicized now. Like everything is politicized now.
Well, actually, now I think about it, Rotten Tomatoes can be useful in the simple fact that when it comes down to it, if the critics hate it, it's probably good. If the critics love it, it's
probably bad.
probably come in a can. Like, yeah, no. Hell, there's this one female Australian stand-up comic. I don't remember her name, but apparently she is one of the best stand-up comedians of all time. And I haven't watched her yet, but it sounds like she would make Amy Schumer be hysterical. So I'm assuming she's horrible. But to be fair, I haven't watched her yet. Maybe she is hysterical.
I don't know. I've watched Amy Schumer. Anyone who's compared to Amy Schumer as being, you know, like Amy Schumer is fucking horrible.
And that's just it. I don't know how funny she is, but chances are she's just not. And if she's not, then that's how it works.
Yeah, no, I stopped talking to family members because they think Amy Schumer is funny.
Which family members told you Amy Schumer?
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, and honestly, I have to admit, I keep a, well, I still associate, she's my sister, obviously, but I have to keep my mouth shut most of the time when she talks, because she is straight up feminist, hardcore through and through. And I have to admit, I'm in a very awkward position, because she's like 35, 36, so her chances of getting pregnant are, like, non-existent. Actually, technically, it's close enough to, or it's equal to her age.
She's barren down there.
Yeah. But she is now spending money to do in vitro. And honestly, I'm just sitting there and it's like, it's not going to happen. I mean, the fact that women have gotten pregnant in their 30s, 40s, and 50s is extreme and probably costs a shit ton of money. But you're not going to get pregnant. And she's a feminist. She's all like psychotically pro-abortion. And I'm just sitting there going, it's not gonna happen. And honestly, with how pro-abortion she is, I'm actually assuming she probably had an abortion, which makes it less likely that she's gonna have a child. So I mean, I kind of feel bad, but at the same time, feminists shouldn't have children anyway. So yeah.
Careful now.
I made it clear in like 2 streams ago that I hate feminists in the absolute sense. They're all useless, horrible people that if they euthanize themselves, well, not exactly euthanize. What's the term? Eugenics. If they eugenics themselves, I'm not gonna fight against them. Get all the abortions you want. I think it's the most horrible, one of the most horrible things a human can do. But I support your right to not reproduce because I think you are proving yourself to be one of the most useless people on the planet. So if you don't reproduce, everyone's gonna benefit. And bye-bye Twitch.
Yeah, no, you can't be, you're not allowed to have that opinion on Twitch, dude.
Okay, why the fuck can I build this? Chain? Have. Or I thought I had. Chain, iron, wood. I'm a cross-eyed nitwit, and I don't know what's going on.
What's the required, crafting station?
Sawmill built.
Is this like the fishing potion fiasco last night, where you just, or the other night, where you...
Where I...
Yeah, I don't want to finish that sentence anymore.
Target dummy. Target dummy. I have put a target dummy on the roof of our house. No, I was missing what the icon was supposed to look like. That was my biggest issue.
Raleigh!
Huh?
Raleigh, the merchant has arrived.
Uh-huh. I think Hyper might have been offended about my stance on feminism.
Oh, I
Don't worry.
fucking doubt that.
I think feminism is like the HIV virus. That's all. Nothing to be offended about.
Feminism is like cancer.
No. Cancer itself could kill you. Feminism cannot kill a society. It just makes it to where anything and everything can kill the society. There's a vast difference.
Come on, Buddha, tell us what you really think.
No one should ever. Actually, you know, one of my favorite responses, it was some that I heard, was feminism. Not even once. Or I think it was attaching to the idea of like heroin or meth or whatever. Not even once. If you never touch feminism, your life is gonna be healthier and happier. You touch feminism, it's gonna make you miserable.
No, it looks like the mega shark.
What do you mean by blatant or dismissal? Now I'm curious about that question. Well, it's gonna take you a second to type whatever you're gonna type, but the biggest, honestly, I'm pro-death, ultimately. Kill convicts, kill babies, whatever. The thing that really got me when it came to abortion was when somebody was saying that, you know, that thing, that fetus, actually has distinctive, unique DNA. And once I heard that was actually one of the most shifting perspective or ideas for my perspective is once you argue that the thing, the fetus, has completely unique DNA. I mean, that shifted my entire perspective. It doesn't shift yours, it doesn't matter then. But for me, that was like the linchpin. That was a, oh fucking wow. I mean, I'm cool with killing next to everything, but if it's something that has its unique DNA and it actually never did anything to merit death, then I actually have a shit ton of prob nows.
No, I agree with you, Hyper. That piercing is probably going to make it a better weapon overall, especially with Plantera, where it has multiple attack or multiple points where you can hit. So while the Mega Shark does have higher DPS, the Uzi has piercing, which I agree with you. I think it's better.
I honestly never even realized that the Uzi had piercing.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's what I saw when I was doing my testing on the test dummy. The Mega Shark has higher DPS by about 20 or 30, depending on range. But the Uzi pierces, so yeah, that could very well be a legitimate strategy, is switching. But generally speaking, whenever I open my menu during a fight, I die.
So, I mean, when it comes down to it, you know, you go from Mini Shark to Mega Shark to Uzi to, what was it, Dolphin Uzi or something like that.
SDMG, but the SDMG is just amazing. But
Yeah,
you know that's
it's the
post
final
Moonlord
gun.
shit though.
Is it post Moonlord? I mean, I know it's next to Moonlord. I just
All right,
don't remember if it's post.
I think I might be a cross-eyed nitwit. Oh, it is there! Oh, shit. We have a bowl
What?
below the arena. Honestly, digging straight down is probably the... I almost did. That's alright. It wouldn't be the first time I accidentally summoned a boss.
Yeah, summons bosses for fun. I mean, accidentally, all the time.
Alright, we should go get our buffs and things like that. Alright, so... Nice. Alright, I'm gonna go prep for war. Giant tortoise banner. Raleigh, no!
That's new.
What?
Rotten eggs.
That's not new. I just keep selling them.
Huh? I don't remember seeing them. Yeah, honestly, it might be actually better for us to wait till night so our moon charm can kick in.
Yeah?
Potions, iron skin.
Rotten eggs are a Halloween thing. Okay.
No, really?
I mean, wouldn't surprise me. Makes sense.
I mean,
Egging
and
people's
that's just it,
houses and
we've played
shit.
the game and we've played the game enough that yeah, no, if it's Halloween, then yeah.
Boom, motherfucker. could you finish up in the potion box, please?
I'm looking through the potions to see what is applicable. Yeah, we want one of those too. You know, I'm gonna grab one of those because I think it'll be fun.
Guess I could take this time to make some ichor bullets.
Wouldn't hurt. Okay, apparently. So I have grabbed a calming potion just to make it to where obviously there's no there are lesser spawning going on.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking ichor.
There's no such thing as a lot of ichor. Besides, we got well, correction. I got a lot of ichor trying to get the goddamn vitamins for the goddamn shield. Okay, I'm taking a piss real quick.
That's a lot of fucking ichor.
And I'm so parsimonious that I don't just go straight up ichor because, yeah, no. I view it as a, not exactly a rare resource, but it's a resource I have to mine for, so if I want to use things I don't have to mine for.
Yeah, but, that's a lot of goddamn ichor. That is more ichor than we will ever use in... Yeah, we're never gonna use that much fucking ichor.
I didn't check. Where are we at? Like 700?
Ichor?
Yeah. Because they go up to stacks of 99, if I remember right. I think we're about 7-8 stacks, so 7-800.
No.
Oh,
we're
way
in the
beyond
thousands of ichor, dude.
Oh. Okay. Guess I won't be shy about my ichor use or ichor bullet arrow usage.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have approximately 2,000 ichor after what I just used.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
It's one of those dangers about auto stack. It's just like, you know, you don't really keep track. It's like, hey, you know, whatever.
Wow, you got a lot of fucking ichor hunting for vitamins, man.
Yes, I did. And yes, I am the one who got every single one of
Yeah,
those.
Buddha got all
goddamn
that
ichor.
ichor. I'm not even gonna fucking try and claim credit for that.
Bullets and arrows. Arrows. Okay, so you do have to have correlative amount. Oh, what was that? Sorry, random. What was that stupid book your mother was into?
Perdido Street
Girl.
Station.
I've been half tempted to go back to that. Just like, okay, I want to give it one more try. I still think it's gonna be horrible. Then it's most likely gonna be horrible, but
Yeah.
Perdido.
We haven't gotten the Rada Discord in this game, but we have gotten the Rada Discord before. Ribbit.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I'm half tempted to want to talk to your mom, or it's like, what? Do you think this is a good book again? Like, I can make an argument for why, um, the Martian, whatever, X, Y, and Taco, all the stuff that I'm into. I
Honestly,
can
I
make it.
think she was turned on by the human-bug sexual relationship.
So she's as into spiders as you are. Well, maybe more so, because 8 legs means 8. Yeah, so she would be a fan of tentacle porn, I take it.
I mean, technically, the bug was like a moth or a butterfly.
No, that was the quote unquote enemy.
No, but the main dude, he wasn't fucking a spider.
He was fucking an ant.
I think it had wings.
It might have had wings, but it was still an ant.
Yeah, my mom has
Yeah,
funny
like I said,
taste.
maybe she was into tentacle porn, is all I was saying.
I mean, let's be fair. Who's not into tentacle porn?
Can't disagree with that statement. Hey, Hyper, are you not into tentacle porn?
Wow, we are getting a lot of enemies dropping in.
Hence why I brought a calming potion.
You gonna take that shit or what?
I just took it. So activate the bulb if you would, please.
Oh no, you're part of this conversation now.
Come on, man. Yeah, no, if you back out now, that's just some pansy shit. Oh, speaking of which, what we forgot to do last time, drop your our Nimbus Cloud.
Nimbus, alright.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, your hesitancy is pretty much as screaming, oh yeah, I'm sure I've been tentacle porn, but I ain't gonna admit to it.
Ready?
Ready. Dude, we are... I mean, don't get me wrong, it takes a certain impetus, but we are straight up a channel of random. Like, I'm quite certain there's not going to be a channel anywhere near how random we are.
We talk about all sorts of crazy shit on this channel.
There is no such thing as taboo or against the rules, whatever.
We talk about fucking everything.
And that's just it. It comes down to the impetus. Like, there has to be something that leads to it most of the time. But yeah, Xanax's mom is probably into tentacle porn.
And it is what it is, you know. Whoa.
Hell, I grew up in a hyperly Christian esque family, and I got blamed a handful of times for my dad looking at porn.
Okay, now clearing that back wall made a huge fucking difference. Oh my god.
It has?
Are you not seeing that all her little critters are gone?
Well, we killed the little critters. Us killing the little critters... I'm not
killing the back wall was amazing, dude.
This
is easy mode, dude.
It is.
That was fucking crazy easy.
Screams echo from the dungeon. You got a key?
Yeah. Thanks for the advice, Hyper.
I mean, I didn't see the difference, but...
You didn't die!
Did. Yeah, if Xanax sees the difference, then okay, fine. Honestly, part of my brain now is thinking back to Valheim, where it's like, okay, now we just need to make a portal, or find where we need to go and make a portal. Whoa! I just apparently dropped 41 gold, so. Honestly, at this point, Hyper, I'm thinking you're a big tentacle porn fan. I mean, no judgment. I mean, just listen to our conversation.
You know what? Sometimes tentacle porn is good porn.
You know, it's one of those things, like, especially when it comes to, quote-unquote, grape. G-R-A-P-E. The G doesn't matter. Porn.
The G is silent.
It's actually women who are more interested in such pastimes of entertainment.
No,
that's one of those things that
once Buddha digs his teeth into something, he doesn't let go.
No, I get hyperly focused, especially if I start, it's like, well, I'm a little, well, no, I'm gonna be a dick. If I'm a little too pansy to answer this, I'm just gonna be like, oh, I don't know. Everybody might like chocolate. There are people who don't like chocolate. No. Do you like chocolate? Do you hate chocolate? Do you like tentacle porn? Do you hate tentacle porn? I don't care, and I'm not gonna judge you positively or negatively one way or the other. But I want a goddamn answer. And I do get focused on it regardless. So if you're just sitting there, it's like, well, you know, everyone has their own taste. Tentacle porn may be good. Tentacle porn may be bad. No. Yes or no. And your inhibition to say, or your, yeah. Would, Zionix, would inhibition be a proper term?
No, there is an argument for taste. Like, you could have zero inhibition and still find tentacle porn, less than appetizing.
But either way, whether you find it great, whether you find it horrible, whether you find it to be, you know, I had some chips on Tuesday. It doesn't matter. But the fact that you're not saying anything makes me think you're leaning one way or the other. But the fact that you're not saying anything also makes me think you're leaning quite extensively to, oh yeah, this is maybe one of my faves.
Projecting much?
I enjoy me some testicle porn, I won't lie.
Tentacles too, the retentacling.
Actually, tentacle porn is one of those things that is also more a greater proclivity to women.
Well, I mean, yeah. Really wide, really long.
Well, it's not
members,
wide and long.
like,
It's,
I mean,
it's the multiple members inserting and touching them. So the fact that anally or through anally or vaginally or touching their tits, going into their mouth, like the fact that there's so many different things touching their body is the thing that is erotic when it comes to women. So actually, yeah, no, tentacle porn is one of those handful of random porns that women are just big fans of.
Buddha does a
do
lot
research.
of random research.
What can I say? I'm not teal deer, but you know.
If anyone ever looks into his search history, he's going to jail.
Oh, yes, I am. I'm gonna be assassinated on the spot, actually, but you know, I have an interest. I want to know the goddamn answer, which freaks out a lot of people, which I still don't really understand, but I'm simple, I guess.
You know, Control Click has gotten Buddha into trouble in the past.
A lot of trouble. You
He
know how
accidentally.
many Terra Prismas I've thrown away because of Control Click? I don't mess with that shit no more. In fact, I am quite opposed to such things nowadays.
Buddha straight up threw away his first Terra Prisma with Control Click. It was fucking hysterical.
No, it was only hysterical after we got the third one.
I don't know. It was kind of funny before we got the third one.
No, it was straight up fucking depressing once we got rid of my first one. It's once we got my second one that I was like, okay, we got it. Okay, now it's hysterical. If we had to go through more pain and misery to get it, no. Straight up pain. It's one of those things like, remember how you got punched in the dick? Yeah, that was horrible, but it was hysterical.
It was
afterwards.
hysterical.
Yeah, no, that's not a happy memory. You live, you learn, you sell a Terra Prisma blade or two.
No, you
I mean,
trash it.
life.
You didn't even sell it. You trashed
That
it.
is true. I didn't even sell it. It's like, oh, I don't like the smell of this. Garbage. And the most unfortunate point is I sold the Terra Prisma blade. Or not sold. I trashed the Terra Prisma blade. And then I trashed, like, copper. So I couldn't even bring it back. It's not like, oh, I put it in the trash bin. I'm going to pick it up real quick. I was like, no. I replaced the Terra Prisma.
With a stack of like 4 copper.
Fuck Psionics, man. Seriously, personal rage issues. It makes me want to punch him in the throat. Your mom likes Bernito Street or whatever it's called. That's all I need to say.
I don't blame my parents. They're fucking crazy.
Never re-listen to that book. I'm gonna do it one more time just out of morbid curiosity, but that's a straight up shit book, dude. Like, fucking seriously, never even go close to it.
The book's not bad. The interesting thing about it
Are
is...
you shitting me?
It's not bad.
It is a horrible book.
No, it's...
Like, there is literally only one redeeming factor of that book that I can even think of.
The one thing I like about that book is the protagonist is a balding fat man with 0 athletic ability, and he's really kind of dumb. Like,
I don't remember him being dumb.
Yeah, he was pretty dumb.
Really?
I mean, I got one up on him because, you know, I love my hair. It's like my 3rd favorite feature. Like, seriously, my barber charges double.
Thanks, Archer.
Shut up! Hyper doesn't know Archer that well.
Yeah, no, they're like, the only... What was it? See, the reason why I don't think him being stupid, dumb, whatever, is there's that one scene where he's trying to figure out how to make a Birdman type thing fly again, and him working through that, and the way he worked through that was actually quite fascinating to me. But the thing that really sold me was also in the Birdman community, well, theoretical community,
Yeah.
was that it's all about affirmative consent and whatnot. And the reason why he lost his wings was he took away the right for an individual to make make consent to what was going on. And I mean, me and you are both libertarians, so don't get me wrong, yet again hopping back 1,000 conversations, while I have certain perspectives and issues with, say, abortion, if the individual wants to do it, then I think they have a right to do it. Whether I find it a porn or not is irrelevant. And it was that part where it's like, you know what? He did something that took away the freedom of choice of another person, and that's why he got punished so extremely harshly. Whatever, it doesn't fucking matter. And it's those two parts of the book that I find fascinating. The rest of the book is absolute garbage. Like the fact that there's a sentient robot and fucking whatever, don't care. The ant people, like the entire book was probably one of the most horrible things I've ever, well, correction, I didn't read it, but the most horrible things I've ever heard in my life. Like, there's next to no redeeming factors in the entirety of the book.
Yeah, you're gonna read it again because, oh my god.
I'm gonna read it again because what's the closest representative I can think of?
Masochism?
No, that too. It's Mean Girls. Mean Girls is a decent example, even though I don't remember that movie almost at all. I went through it once. No, not Mean Girls. Mean Girls is not a proper example. Guardians of the Galaxy. Went through the first Guardians of the Galaxy once, twice, 3 times. And to be fair, we were both drunk, but we went through it.
A lady.
And it's like, you know what? I went through this. People enjoy it. I'm gonna watch it a 4th time, sober. You know, no intoxicant, no nothing to inhibit my ability to observe what's going on. Went through it like time 4 or 5. It was a shit movie. People apparently think it's a great movie, and I'm just sitting there going, it's fucking shit. Why do people like this movie? And honestly, I mean, I'm a bit of a Marvel fan Marvel MCU fan at this point. But I'm still sitting there going, why do people like this movie? It's a shit movie. Oh, it's funny. There are parts that are funny, yes. But it's funny. No, it's not that funny. It's just like, you know, somebody farted, you smell something. It's kind of like that when it comes to funny. How about you, Hyper? Do you actually like,
he asked you a question first.
So what are your thoughts on the more recent... define more recent, because the last MCU movie I watched was the Endgame, and I thought Endgame was shit. I hated it.
I mean,
I haven't watched.
Do you have any opinion about Loki being an alligator?
Well, Loki is irrelevant because the female version of the Loki is awesome. What's her name? Red Witch or whatever. I forget whatever her name's supposed to be. She ended up taking over a city so she can live in a fantasy world. I haven't watched it. I watched a couple of reviews of it. That seemed absolutely dumb as shit too. Yeah, no. Everything, well, Endgame and everything post Endgame is useless. I don't think there's a single redeeming quality in any of them, as far as I can tell. Now, to be fair, Endgame is the last one I legitimately watched, but for the rest of it, I just listening to the reviews or people covering it, they sound like shit movies. I don't even know why people would watch them outside of I enjoyed. Oh, I'm dead. The previous MCU.
That is one hell of a clusterfuck in there.
Black Panther was shit, and Captain Marvel was shit. I'll say that without reservation.
Captain Marvel is Superman. That's all she is. And you know what? Superman
without
sucks.
a cause. Yeah, no, I hate Superman baseline.
He's fucking white bread. He's the most boring superhero ever. Oh, I'm sorry. No. I'm just going to blast you with my eye beams and then you die. Like, no.
So,
No,
you know,
Superman
he
sucks.
straight
He's
up.
boring. Captain Marvel's fucking
Well,
boring.
honestly, and you know actually the reason why I really fell in love with the MCU, at least, yeah, the MCU, the movie type, is when Iron Man 1, the thing that literally started this tidal wave, and he used as how it should have ended. Don't know if you ever watched that, and you should if you haven't. How it should have ended is like, oh, what should I ever do? Oh, tank missile! And it's a little missile that can literally, like, disassemble an entire tank. And so, fucking, Tony Stark was executing people. And that's one of those little bits that is just like, wow, that's awesome. The fact that he's executing people. He's making extra judicial choices and just running with it. Where when it comes to Captain America, well, not Captain America, well, Captain America too, but when it comes to Captain America, not Black Panther, Batman and stuff like that, they're just like, oh, we need to give them over to the police. Why would you hand over a supervillain to a group of... They don't even know exactly what supervillains are, or super people are, people. It seems dumb.
So, I mean, Superman fighting against commensurate threats is...
But what's a commensurate threat when you're literally all-powerful? You know, it's funny, or it's fun when a god fights a god. Okay, I can kind of get behind that, but it's literally a god taking on another god. How,
Yeah, no.
how am I supposed to have a thought or any opinion about this? It's a god. It's irrelevant. It's part of the reason why I hated Wonder Woman. And yes, I hated Wonder Woman. I hate Wonder Woman, actually. Hey, look, I found an Occam of the Wind.
Nice.
Inklet of the Wind.
Yeah, no, that's the big thing is God characters aren't good characters.
Actually, correction. Hyper. Do you watch anime?
Okay, there is an impending caveat coming in here.
Kind of.
One Punch
Yeah.
Man is very clearly a god, but he's
Yeah,
fucking
One Punch Man and
hysterical.
Overlord. Those are the two best god character stories that exist. And I'm dead. So,
Yeah, so you
watch
can have
or
a...
look up and watch One Punch Man and Overlord. Those are two god characters. Like, literally, if there's anything that can go against them, they haven't run into it yet. Like, it's at the point that it's more likely it doesn't exist, and they do it fucking amazingly. Those are great stories, but they are god characters. Like, it's in episode 3 of Overlord, where he takes on a little army, and they're like, oh, you think you're powerful? Well, we're gonna summon this one monster that is super amazing. No one can take this on. And the character, the main character, Ainz Ungon, for reference,
Ain's
just
Ungon.
face palms and goes, seriously? This is what you're gonna throw after me? This is what you think your trump card is? And he's just like, you know, gone. Like, literally, he, like, in a sense, middle fingers it, and it's gone. So, yeah, no. One Punch Man and Overlord. Watch those two movies. That's how you do overpowered characters. They do those two amazingly.
Yeah, no, that's what Happy was saying. He's watched One Punch, so...
Well, and that's just his. I would argue it's not actually comedy. I think that's legit. Like, after you hit a certain, actually, double actually. It's one of those things. It's a psychological issue for some people, like truly successful people. Once you become successful enough, and they're like making, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't even know, annually or monthly. It's ultimately irrelevant. But what happens is they're making so much money that they actually have an existential crisis of what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to be? And One Punch Man, especially once you get to season 2, is he's like, you know what? I'm so powerful now. I don't feel anything taking on monsters. I one punch them, they're gone. I feel nothing. There's no fear, there's no excitement, there's no dread, there's nothing. It's just punch done.
You're not wrong.
You are saying that but Saitama makes a big deal about getting the sales. I mean, that was a great episode, and that actually proves my point because he was more emotionally invested about going to a sale at a supermarket where he had, what was it, 6 hours left in season 1 to get there than fighting the unstoppable monster that was going to kill humanity.
Kabuto or whatever his name was.
Yeah, it was something Kabuto. Carnage Kabuto, that's what it was.
Yeah, Carnage Kabuto.
No, it's actually not. Well, I know fuck all about Bill Gates. But the thing is, and to be fair, just because Bill Gates has as much money as he does, maybe he's satisfied with what he's done and where he's at. But the thing is it's one of those, once you go to such an extreme level, such extreme success, it's like, what do I do now? This is where I've invested my time. This is where I've invested my money. And now I have surpassed everyone. Well, even if you haven't surpassed everyone, you are now at a level where most people can't even get in your same range. What do you do? And there have been people, apparently there's been a fair amount of people that have reached an existential crisis just going, I don't know what to do now. I've won. I've won too well. Like, I've won psychotically well. I don't know what to do.
Wow, we need to talk about your placement of items. There's an alarming number of vanity items in the lights box, and
Yeah, I thought the only one you were gonna point out is all the banners that I put into the grave boxes.
I've accepted that because I needed another home for my banners too.
And then yeah, make more boxes, bitch.
Well, I mean, we're gonna need to. No, fuck you, Tuesday. Get fucked.
I will put my banners. I will put my accessories where I want.
You're
make
doing
a new
this
box,
to try
I will
and
put
force
them in there.
me to build more shit, aren't you?
Well, you're gonna be one who's like, oh, why'd you make this box and why'd you call it vanity items? This is not how it's supposed to work. You're the one who organizes. I just accept that. And once the problem becomes big enough, you're gonna organize again. And that's just the way it works. I understand you. You understand you. Just accept.
No, we haven't fought Torch God yet. We probably ought to, just so we can get the extra luck.
Does he give us extra luck?
Yeah, because the using area-specific torches gives you like plus 10% luck or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah. We should take on. And we have to be underground with that, right?
Yeah, it has to be underground. Why don't you set that up? I need to make a refill. You set that up, pleb.
Pleb. You mean master, because you're gonna be making boxes so I can sort my shit and not have an issue.
We did make a lovely open space in the jungle. We did, but we just took out all the wall. Alright, be right back.
Besides, who wants to fight the torch god in the jungle? That's just no. Is there? Do you remember? You there, Psionics? He's not there. Hey, Hyper. Is there a rule about how deep you have to be? I forget. Like, is it just you have to be underground? You have to be in caverns? You have to be below whatever is below caverns? I don't remember what it's called. Cavern. Yeah, I think about it. Depth. That's cavern. Oh, random. Random question for you, Hyper. If you were, yeah, no. Do you have any random facts or ideas, concepts? I'm weird like that. I want to know if you know anything random.
Why are we... Is this where we're doing it?
No. Do you want to do it somewhere else?
Yeah, random tidbits. I don't know why Buddha's asking, but I believe that's what he's going for.
Yeah, no. It's one of those things that I'm always fascinated by, like, random note from my end. You know that Cleopatra was actually not Egyptian?
And she was actually,
She was
ugly?
Greek. Well, technically Macedonian. And yeah, she was most likely actually quite ugly.
She had a duck face like a motherfucker.
Yeah, no, seriously, she was not Egyptian, she was, well, Macedonian to be more specific. But yeah, no, she was not Greek. She is as associated with Greek as the sun is associated with Pluto.
I mean, Pluto revolves around the sun.
Yeah, it revolves around the sun, but it has next to nothing to do with the sun. It's one of those things is, I always want to know about the randomness, or some of the randomness that other people pick up in their life. I don't know what yours are, and I'm curious. But yeah, no, you know, fuck it. No, I'm not gonna wait for your response, but yeah.
Yeah.
What
Fuck you,
happened?
I don't care anymore.
What happened was when Alexander the Great was conquering the quote-unquote known world, he conquered Egypt, and on his way to conquering beyond I think he actually died in India. But while he was going around conquering, he ended up dying. And what happened is one of his generals, he had, I believe it was 10 generals. They were known as the, like, Diadochi or Die something. I'm forgetting. And one of his generals literally stole the body and went to Egypt. And he was already known prior to this to be the new pharaoh of Egypt. So this Diadochi, now I'm hoping I can remember his name.
Triggered! Triggered!
God damn it, Psionics.
I was putting out a bunch of torches.
Apparently.
No, that's what we wanted, right?
Now I'm trying to remember what that guy's name was. I actually figured space was required.
Nope, 100 torches.
Follow me. That's what it was. The General Ptolemy took his body and returned to Egypt with it, and that led to him being declared the pharaoh. And what happened was, because one of the Egyptian cultural norms is incest, he made it to where, you know, he was, I don't know if he married his sister or whatnot, but he had he had children, and he had it to where the children married children, or each other, the children of the children married each other, so that it would continue on what it was the Egyptian norm. So in a sense, Cleopatra was the product of multiple generations of incest, which is a part of the reason why she was most likely not the fairest in the land,
Ugly.
as it were. And
You got your torch
B,
god's favor, right?
where am I supposed to see that?
In your inventory?
Torch God's favor?
Yeah.
I am not seeing it.
Do you have the biome torch on the left? No, you don't have it.
I was gonna say, check my inventory if you can zoom in. I've locked those, so cobweb, cobalt, mud, stone, dirt.
Yeah, no, the torch god's favor would be
Torch.
just below block swap, but it's between block swap and ruler. Glucose sensors are an enzyme to break down glucose into glucosin. Acid and electrons. Electrons move down the entire strip, effectively making a current that is read by the sensor. Okay. Yes, Hyper. I'm not sure.
That sounds a little wrong now, or reading it.
Sounds like it came from Wikipedia.
Possibly. But the thing is glucose is energy. So it's what your body uses to stay alive. The thing is when it comes to potassium and sodium, potassium and sodium are actually two of the primary minerals that are used to allow your body's ability to transmit electrons throughout your body. You know, I'm forgetting the proper term, but potassium is positive and electrons are not electrons. Sodium is negatively charged. So your body, in a sense, is used the sodium to pull your electrons in a direction, and it uses potassium to pull it back another direction, shit like that. So glucose should have nothing to do with that.
Don't question his degree.
Apparently you are. I mean, it sounds wrong to me, and Xanax just thinks that you're going to Wikipedia.
I guess we need to flee the area, because I'm pretty sure I have 100 torches down.
Yeah, we're gonna have to flee and come back. Let it, like, reset. I'm a little surprised, though. I have one torch. Says can be placed for light. But looking at my shit, I'm
yeah, no, I
seeing...
don't see the correct item.
What was your item called?
Thing of the torch god or some shit. Like, it literally was a torch god item.
That's a no bueno on my end.
Well, I'll let you go back by yourself, and you can do it.
I don't want to go by myself. I'm scared. It'll become dark.
It will, but if I'm not there...
Rich.
You should get your item.
I don't think either of those matters. Whoa.
It's a cyborg.
I was gonna say, isn't that is it cyborg or steampunk? You know, he's cyborg.
No, it's a cyborg. We already have
He
the
was
steampunk.
he was important for something though. Now, when it comes to diabetics, I have to admit I have absolutely no fucking clue. So really, again, gonna have to focus on the chat. Going back to the sodium and potassium, yeah, they are pretty important signal molecules, especially in the case of muscle contraction. There are videos
So that's why I have a hard time running.
marathon runners who have essentially depleted their supply of salt, and they have that's something neutremia, or it's like called neutremia. I forget what the word is, but they don't consume enough salt or potassium, and they drink too much water, and they run too much, so they're obviously sweating a shit ton, and they end up drying. Hypernatremia, that's what it is. Hypernatremia, and it's literally a death by not having enough sodium and potassium, or potassium. But and actually, that's too hyperly simplistic. Is either way, they're lacking the positive and negative minerals in their system, where they're sweating, pissing enough that they're not getting enough salt and potassium back in their system. But it's not only salt and potassium, that's just one of the most basics of how it works out. Now, I didn't think it was limited to muscle contraction, though. I always figured or from what I've understood, I should say, it's more based on the fact that that's how the nerve endings are, the nerves are, or not nerves, the signals are sent through the nerves, is the salt and potassium. Actually, that was one of the more fascinating things I learned about when it came to biology, was the fact that part of the reason why things like, salt and potassium in your diet is that's what gets used to send your nerve signal, or the signals through your nerves. It's not like you're just sitting there going, "Oh, I want to flex a finger." It's like you literally have to use sodium particles or potassium particles, depending, to inform your system that that's what you're going to be doing.
Well, you're done now?
What was I going to say more than the fact that, hey, you use this to send... I think it said I got it, but I'm not... Is it a usable item, or is it just something you get?
It's a usable item. I don't see it in your inventory.
Well, I just finished the torch god thing again.
Huh.
Gel, glow stick, gel, cape, bat banner, platform, everything else is... Guess I don't get the additional luck.
I mean...
No, I'm not giving the hyper, or the extreme definition. It's just the basics, because that's just is in a lot of complex areas. I know a lot of basic shit, and so basically you use potassium and sodium, and or each of these have positive and negative. Where?
It was on the ground. Torch God's Vapor. I'm just gonna take care of some of these torches so I don't accidentally trigger it again. Yeah, I got it in my inventory.
Yeah, I'll just stay up here and wait.
Yeah, no, I'm just taking care of the torches, so because it will trigger over and over again if you don't take care of the torches.
Nah, I remember that. But yeah, no, that's the thing, Hyper. I'm one of those people that I can't say I understand the truly complex, but I understand a lot of basics, like when it comes to vehicles, when it comes to human anatomy and stuff like that. Like, I'm gonna have next to zero understanding when it, like, oh, explain how your muscle control, like, the fact that your nerves actually don't connect to each other is still something I find fucking mind-blowing. And I learned that in, like, maybe 11th grade. I think it was still, I believe I was still in high school. But yeah, no, the fact that your nerves don't connect ever is psychotic to me. Yeah, and that's just one of those random things where it's like, fucking, wow, that is straight up psychotic, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't know what he means by that either. I'll leave that to Buddha.
Your nerves do not connect. You have certain strands of nerves, and what happens is there is literally blank space between one nerve and another. And what happens is same thing when it comes to the potassium and sodium. Is there are things called dendrites, I believe are what they're called. It's been a while, but your nerves literally send signals that jump a gap to send the information it needs to, and back and forth. So yeah, all of your nerves, they may be long, they may be short, but your nerves, all of them, do not connect with each other. They shoot information at each other. And that's actually one of those things, spoiler, Zionix once upon a time was a meth addict, but that's part of the reason why if you are hyperly addicted to drugs like meth and heroin, I believe, that it literally like it exacerbates your dendrite. I don't think it's dendrites, but it exacerbates your nerve endings, your receivers and senders, in which case that leads to a bunch of issues.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is your guys' discussion. I'm just watching.
Yeah, no, I'm reading what he just said. Sure, there's a cavity between them, but that's a long way from saying each cell being physically No, I'm not saying cells. I'm not saying shit about cells. I'm saying nerves. Straight up nerves. I literally couldn't say fuck all about cells. Like, I could get generalities, but when it comes to nerves have, as you said, a cavity, a break, a distinction between them. And whether the nerve is, a quarter of a centimeter or 10 centimeters or whatnot, there is a distinct, this is a nerve, and between one nerve and the next nerve, there is a break, a cavity, as you put it, and it shoots information. And like I was saying, that's just one of those random shit that blows my mind. I figured, your nervous system was something that was completely connected throughout your body, but no. You have, well, I'm just gonna say a random number, 10 trillion different segments throughout your body. And actually, there was this one time, it was on my first deployment, that I was saying, you know how fascinating the human body is? Just think about it. You could, well, you're not going to be able to see this, but you can randomly flex your fingers at whatever quickness, whatever dexterity or whatever, and you do that and you don't think about it, and you have to think your nervous system is now jumping through probably 1,000 different as you put it, cavities, just flex, flex, relax, relax, flex, flex, relax, relax, flex, flex, relax, relax. That is fucking psychotic to me. I'm still a bit confused. Aren't what you saying the same as the space between your fingers? Kind of, I think.
Take your time, man.
I was poorly worded, or you were poorly worded?
He was poorly worded. At least that's my assumption. I could be way the fuck off.
Let me
so
know. Yeah, I
yeah.
think I explained myself properly, but if I didn't, I'm more than willing to explain further. I have an easier time because I'm vocal instead of what did they say in Thank You for Smoking? Mastate.
Masticate.
Yeah, there was a word for written.
I don't know. I'm just an observer at this point. You two
No,
are.
that's fine, and that's just it. Is I'm more using you for, because like you said, you've read things that were poorly written, and you can understand what's going on. So I was using you for pseudo interpreter, where it's like, did that make sense to you at least? Because I'm not 100% certain.
No worries, dude.
So now I need focus again. When you say nerves, what are you referring to? The cells themselves, the entire system, the individual strands? I was the one who was poorly worded. Sorry. No, dude. I'm just. If I was the one having issues, just tell me I was fucked up. I got no problem with that. The problem is because I know I have a bit of a habit of being inaccurate in what I'm saying. Psionics could fill you in on that for hours. But yeah, no, it's not the cells, because the nerve strands, while they are built up of cells, obviously, they lead into strands. It's sort of like you know, a shrink, or not shrink, but a short level of yarn, and your nerves are gonna be, say, like, or one nerve will be like, say, 10 centimeters long, or 4 or 5 inches long. I don't know the exact conversion. And then
Some nerves are longer than others.
there's yeah, and that there are different lengths. I'm not saying it's universalized, but the thing is you're gonna have nerves that are, say, 5 inches long, 10 centimeters long, whatever. And on both ends, the back end, the end of the front end, there's gonna be another nerve, and let's just say for simplicity, those are both 10 or 5 centimeters long, or what have you. They're gonna travel through that nerve, and then once it reaches the end of that 5 centimeter nerve, it has to jump to the next nerve to send the same signal, and then jump to the next nerve. So while you have strings of nerves that are of obviously varying lengths, I mean, just look at your fingers. While you have those differential or different nerve lengths, they still have to travel a certain distance, and then your nerve stops, and then there's another nerve right next to it, and it has to shoot the information through what is essentially dead space to the next nerve, so it continues the signal for what you want. So when you just simply grip your fist, gotta admit, I never in my schooling have I learned about this nerve segmentation that you're. No offense. How old are you? Well, if you don't want to tell me how old you are, what level of schooling you're in. Like, I don't know if you're in, high school, junior high, college. You're an instrumental. As far as I know, you're 80 years old and kicking ass. And give me a hint, and then I can work from there. But yeah, no, dude. Actually, no. I think I knew about the nerves prior to college because I knew about it during my first deployment. Because that was one of those things. I was talking to a guy. He was a sergeant. His name was Hale. I fucking hated the guy actually. But I remember once we were driving. I was driving and he was sitting in the passenger seat. And it's just like, look at your hand and look at how you can easily just flex your fingers. Like imagine like playing a piano. The amount of things that are happening in that is actually quite psychotic. It is not as simplistic as you would assume. It's actually quite complex, but it's so natural that you don't fucking think about it. It's not a thing. It's just what you do. Like, imagine a pianist or somebody who plays a flute or a guitar or whatnot. What they are doing is so hyperly complex, but so normalized that you're just like, oh, he's just strumming.
Imagine you're a penis.
Okay, so you gotta. Okay, I'm fine with that. Though you're saying essentially holds true on the cellular kind of sort. Yeah, no, dude. When it comes to biology, it's like what I was saying earlier. I know a lot of basics. That's it. If somebody came around and was like, dude, you're totally fucking wrong. I know that your nerves are segmented. They are divided, and you shoot the information across. So you shoot the God damn it, what's the word I'm looking for? The commands or whatever across gaps, which is psychotic. But that's what you do when you're moving your hands, when you blink your eyes, when you shake your heads, when you scratch your nuts, when you wiggle your toes. Your nerves are jumping across multiple gaps to do that, because that is a basic fact that nerves are not connected. They are segmented. Beyond that, I'm not gonna say anything because, like I said, you use sodium and potassium for like, okay, send the nerves out, or send the the electrons out and electrons back. You use sodium and potassium for that. And now I need to read what you say. Because they're broken. There's literally your nerves are literally not connected to each other. There are gaps broken about. How they're broken about, I have no fucking clue, dude. They are broken. They are segmented. You're gonna have some nerves that are gonna be 10 centimeters. You're gonna have some nerves that are gonna be 2 centimeters. You're gonna have some nerves that are gonna be 40 centimeters. I don't fucking know. But there is a strand of nerves, obviously throughout the entirety of your body, and there are breaks where it's like, okay, this is going from your mind to your neck, from your neck to your shoulder, to your shoulder to your bicep, to your bicep to your forearm, to your forearm to your hand to the individual digits. I don't know how long those are, but there are breaks between all of your nervous systems, and that's one of those things that's just fucking psychotic as far as I'm concerned. I don't know. That's way beyond my pay grade. Seriously, look it up. It's one of those just random things where it's like, don't get me wrong, I'm with you where it's like, are you fucking serious? But yes, apparently, I'm not pulling this shit out of my ass. This was one of those random things that I saw, learned, heard that I was just like, no, that can't be real. And after a couple of hours of me saying it can't be real, it was like, well, fucking hell, if it's not real, then I'm being took in by a large conspiracy of people who want to say the nerves are not connected. It's psychotic.
Just remember, food is on the internet. You can't lie there.
Yeah, the internet is a completely infallible area of areas.
You're not allowed to lie on the internet. There's a rule about it. Remember that distinctly. Okay, I'm just being a dick because I can't contribute to the conversation at all.
Really? You never knew about the nerve stuff?
I was a physics guy. Never
No,
got
I
into
was
biology.
never a biology guy. It was just a random thing that I heard, and I did my thing of randomly going into it further.
No, I mean, I took biology in high school, but yeah, no, I'm physics.
And when it comes to physics, I know fuck all, so that's gonna be all ionics if you will have any physics questions. Yeah, no, both biology and accounting were two realms of study that I found very fascinating. Here I come to wreck the day. Wait, save the day.
Thank God you're here. I am currently on the lookout for a dungeon. Wow.
And I died.
I've been down here for like 30 minutes. You get down here for 20 seconds and you die.
If Piper was saying anything just to make sure. I didn't want to. Honestly, no, he hasn't said anything new. No, dude, look it up. Fucking look it up. And if I'm wrong, let me know. Because I would be happy to know I'm wrong on that. And that was just one of those random things that I literally. I mean, oh, he is. Okay, good. Keep looking it up and let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, no, that was one of those things that I learned biologically that I was just like, that is psychotic. That can't be true. And to be fair, I didn't go, looking into doctorate dissertations or shit like that, but, just the general look through that I did. Yeah, no, it's like your nerves, they don't connect. They're long, short, whatever, but they shoot information across very small gaps, but there are gaps, and they shoot the necessary information across those the nerve gaps. And honestly, that's actually part of the reason why it's somewhat fascinating and whatnot when it comes to like observing babies, is they're literally just trying to coordinate what they're doing with their hands, with their feet, their mouth, their stomachs, everything is just trying to understand how their fucking body works. And yeah, no, it's fucking psychotic. It's just not a lot to go off of when all I have is nerves are divided into... No, dude, the measurement is irrelevant. I'm sorry, I was just using that as a explanation. Look up just nervous system. How does the nervous system work, or something like that? Because they'll talk about, oh, your brain will shoot out a signal that goes through your body, and there's a break in the nervous system or whatever.
Hyperbole.
Ah, hyperbole. I always love hyperbole. But yeah, no, if you find a link, a site or whatever that says I'm fucking wrong, straight up put it into the chat and I will watch. Well, Hopefully it's something I can watch. I'm horrible when it comes to reading. But yeah, no, I will jump on that. But yeah, no, I'm fairly confident in the research that I've done that when it comes straight down to it, your nerves are not connected to each other.
This one time at band camp, your nerves weren't connected to each other.
I mean, I can't say that was the most mind-blowing thing, but at the same time, it was fucking mind-blowing when I heard it or learned of it. But to be equally fair, dude, you ever find anything that's somewhat equivalent to the whole nervous system that I've just been talking about, let me know. I want to learn new shit. I want to.
He says that, but he's actually anti-learning.
Yeah, because I'm totally about trans people. Wait a minute, what? Of course, that was another something that was covered in last stream. There are good trans people, and there are bad trans people. Good trans people are just trans, and they don't give a fuck what you think. Bad trans people require that you acquiesce to what they're doing.
Ugh. Looks like you need to get some sources, Buddha. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. Just there's lava coming down towards you.
Yeah, I see that.
Not my fault.
I guess the only thing I can say, unless you're gonna, I mean, you should watch us, you know, Wednesday, which is gonna be the next time we're gonna be playing. But if you want it shorter or prior to that, I guess post your email in chat and I'll do what I can to send you what I can find.
Don't post your email in chat. Send it to me in a private message.
Okay, send Alex a private message. He'll send it or give it to me. But yeah, no, that was. If I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong, and I have zero problems being wrong. Seriously, do. But at the same time, as far as I know, I'm right.
Buddha doesn't have one, but you can send it to me and I'll forward it to Buddha.
Yeah, no, I don't have a Twitch account.
Buddha is anti-Twitch for some fucking reason.
I'm anti 1,000 different things, but yeah. You can trust Ionix. He's off-white.
Wow. Way to bring race into the... Oh, shit, balls.
You see? Zonix is the same color as those things we're killing. I'm a horrible person.
Yeah, you are.
I don't care. Make me laugh.
Jesus. That was fucking terrifying. I'm not even scared of spiders.
I'll keep digging. I'm trying to keep them out of the way.
Yeah, friend requests would probably work just fine.
But yeah, no, I mean, verifying my perspective is perfectly cool on my end. It could take a minute because it could be, and this is a inside joke with Zyonix over there, but it could be a data card thing. I'll let you tell the story because it still makes me laugh.
Alright, so The Data Picard thing is, there was a video that I watched. It was Brent Spiner, the guy who played Data in Star Trek The Next Generation. And he was doing an interview, and he was talking about this one time how he called Patrick Stewart's wife.
And Patrick Stewart is the guy who
plays Jean-Luc Picard
in Next Generation.
Yeah. And he was talking to his wife, and it took his wife a second to figure out that it was Brent Spiner and not Patrick Stewart. But there was this video that I watched that conveyed this story. And I was telling Buddha about this. He's like, that's funny, I'd like to see it. And I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it for years. Like, literally 5+ years. He told the story. He couldn't find it. He's like, I swear to God, it fucking exists. So, all of a sudden, it became the story of, oh yeah, you can't prove it, but it totally exists.
Yeah, no. That's the thing is, she couldn't tell the difference between, because Brent Spiner was really good at voice impersonations, and
especially Picard.
Especially Picard. Like, there's a moment in I want to say First Contact.
Yeah,
where,
it was First Contact where he does the Picard voice.
Where he does and like Data does his impersonation of Picard to unlock the safeties on the self-destruct system.
And honestly, I always figured that was a voiceover. I'm not gonna
lie.
But
no, it was actually Brent Spiner doing Picard's voice.
No, it was Brent Spiner. It's just like, fucking wow. Like his mimicry of that was so perfect. Like, you have to be some sort of like audio perfectionist. Like, oh, you know, I totally hear a difference in the treble or bass or whatever of the voice. No, he was spot fucking on to the point. Like I was saying, I literally thought it was just a voiceover where they just took Patrick Stewart and have him say 24577 alpha whatever taco burrito. It doesn't matter. But no, it was Brent Spiner.
Yeah,
that is psychotic.
But there was this interview of Brent Spiner doing this, his Picard voiceover, and it was Brent Spiner calling Picard's wife. And I was fucking hysterical. I was telling Buddha about it. He's like, hey, you should send me the clip. I couldn't find that clip for what, like 3 goddamn years. I couldn't find
it was more than 3, dude. You're talking about like 5 to 6. Like, you literally found it like last year. And we've been associated with each other for what, almost 7 years now?
Yeah,
so,
closer to 10.
So yeah, it took at least 5 years to find it. And it's the thing that I kept mocking you with, where it's like, this thing happened. Yeah, just like Brent Spiner, you know, playing Picard. And it's gonna, as long as we're associated with each other, that's gonna be continuous.
But it was like a year or 2 ago, I actually found the clip.
Yeah,
again.
He actually found it and sent it to me. So it does exist. And part of the reason why I was bringing this up is, you know what? I think I'm gonna find out the nervous system explanation fairly quickly. But if I don't, just to let you know, it does exist, and it could take a while.
Brent Spiner.
But yeah, no, that, like I was saying, that's just one of those. Have a good night, man. Like, if you can send your information to Xionics, I'll do what I can to send the information to you.
Well, I can message him. He's on the follower list, so I can send him. Um,
And he's just calling it a night from the look of it. So have a
uh,
good night,
uh,
and hope you watch us again. And I hope you can come in with a random fact, cause that's sort of my cocaine. I want to know random shit.
thanks for tuning in. As long as you did, dude. It's cool as shit that you're watching, dude. I appreciate the hell out of it.
Huh? Good night, good luck, and good everything else, man. I don't know how the fuck I even got in here.
I am so lost right now.
Onyx is gone, and now I'm stuck. Why? Why? Jeebus, why? Actually, question for you. Uh,
No,
is
no.
my random inquiry too random, or do you think that's something that actually can lead to improved viewership, as it were, I guess?
I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to puzzle out Hyper's last message. Yep. Yeah, apparently you didn't care too much for the first one. Uh, I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean, Hyper, on that one.
I mean, if you're gone, you're gone. But
No,
I'm
he's
sorry.
still there. Either that or somebody popped in at the exact same moment, but I have no
Well,
idea what you mean with that
the
final
viewer
statement.
count takes
Well,
time
the
to
viewer count
update.
can lie. I understand that, but
Uh,
just as I was trying to port home, I got executed, and I don't even know what killed me. Fuck you, game. Don't think we need another poison staff.
generally speaking, no. But I don't know. We should probably call it a stream, honestly. Um, we're at a good stopping point. We still haven't found the dungeon yet.
Yeah. Well, I would have made an argument if um Hyper was still here, but apparently now he's truly gone, so don't know if that's based on a delay or what have you, but
No, yeah, it is what it is. But
yeah. I
and
mean, I'm a little annoyed now. I want to know what. Apparently, you didn't care too much for my first one. I have no idea what the fuck that even means. So, I mean, don't cut the stream yet. I want to look up at what he said. Yeah, I guess let me know if he. Oh, I do
I
not want
mean,
to.
he followed, so I can send him a message directly. So if you find that that clip, I can forward it on to him.
Uh,
Um,
uh,
alright.
yeah, no, cut the stream. We're good. Good night, everybody. I'm now trying to look through guys chat. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna.
Chat's not gonna go away when I cut the stream, so.
Well, and that's just it. I don't know if I don't think the chat will disappear, but I can't. I also can't go back into the chat later. But yeah, thank you for watching. We're totally awesome at playing poorly, because that's us. Especially if you
Well,
watched our
we
Remnant
beat
stream.
Plantera, and that's what's important. Next is Golem, and then we're on to the
Optional
end
bosses and
game.
the Moon Lord.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Because
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I should probably save and quit first. Um, but yeah, no. We have as soon as we finish off with Golem, it goes back to the four pillars and Moonlord. There's a few optional bosses in there that I can think of.
We have the Empress of Light. We have Duke Fishron. We have Queen Slime. And we have the
I
solar
forgot about
eclipse
Queen.
events now that are unlocked, so we can get the Terrablade, which is going to up our DPS considerably once we can make one.
And we have the snow event, which will
Yeah,
give us some stuff. Nothing important as far as I can remember, but it's still it'll give us. So yeah, no, there are. Oh, and Duke Fishron. So
Duke
yeah, no,
Fishron.
there's about 6 bosses post Golem. They're not necessary. Well, actually, the 4 pillars are necessary, but
No, yeah.
o- outside of the 4 pillars, there nothing is necessary, and we can go straight to Moon Lord. The fact that he has like 200% more health and probably does 200% more damage is gonna make it to where all the optionals are not necessary, they're straight up required.
Well, I mean, getting a tsunami or a deadless, or these are things that are gonna be really fucking nice to have. But that's a discussion for another stream.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And unless you have anything else, Buddha, I want to call it a good night.
Good night is all I can say.